Hello, a very good morning. Welcome to the National Policy Focus on MBN the Morning Focus. We live from our 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate, and that is where we are located. Come do business with us, come support all our programs, and that will help you activate all your projects. And that is what we do here. We're looking forward to having you join us in way of supporting any of our programs. The Morning Focus. It's embedded with a lot of things. My name is El Samuels, and this morning I've been joined by my co-host, Bernard Agbamo Eduji. I hope I had it right this time.
Correct.
Good morning to you, Bernard.
Good morning, Mr. L.
And you're looking very sharp. I like your tie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good. It's good. It's good too.
It's a bright Monday morning.
It's a bright Monday morning.
Yeah.
And we thank God for life. How was the weekend like after that intense work we did on Saturday?
So Sunday was church and had some rest after to prepare for the week.
For the week.
Yeah. What about your weekend after Saturday?
After Saturday, I left here almost 7, I think past 7, because I need to do some stories for the front end of our page.
Okay.
Because the elections are over, you need to feed with some later stories, running stories again. And then after that, I think I left here past 7.
Yeah.
Then Sunday after church, I came back to work again, and then to see to it that we do production for this week.
Wow.
A few people we need to speak with. Seve, who is also a communication team member, and he's from the camps of Ken. They lost. I'm wondering how he's going to speak with us this morning with regards to if they'll be able to put the team together.
Yeah.
It's something we're going to have a conversation. Then we'll dive into the literacy stuff we started with Foster. So I need to put that together again. And here we are. It's another week.
Yeah,
we're looking forward to see what happened. Aside the 2 people we'll be talking with, we'll also be going to Befi Chrome to look at Edu Herba. And then right after that, we come into the studios again, have that financial literacy conversation at 9. And then we start wrapping it up. So for our viewers out there, we're live on Facebook, X, and also YouTube on MBN 360. You can also share your comments with us on our walls. I mean, we're live there, so you can share comments on any of the subjects we'll be looking at this morning, as well as you can send us a WhatsApp message, your reaction to some of the stories on 053-715-868. I believe one person that will be excited is one of our texters, Capito, from Menchia, so he's been always advocating to see Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia lead the party, and I think his wish has come through.
Yeah.
Those Brian's people, the one in Somanya, and then Suhum Opari, I know they will not be excited about it, but that is it. That's in a race, there's only one person that wins through. And then we had right after, we had a story first before we left the studios where the Prophet Bernard sent an apology to the entire country. And I think he's really honed up for responsibility.
Yeah.
He's shown that. And I think that's good. I mean, sometimes you may not get it right. You miss sometimes, so it is one of the things. But we start with our scripture for this morning from the book of John, the chapter 3, the verse 26. And it says, "So they came to John and reported to him, 'Rabbi, the man who was with you on the other side of the Jordan, notice here, he is baptizing too, and everybody is flocking to him.'" And then that was the disciples of John the Baptist going to complain that Jesus is also baptizing people. And that's the scripture for this morning. But don't forget our leadership conference is coming off on the 17th to the 22nd of February 2026. Register and be part of this leadership conference. And trust me, there's a lot of men, seasoned men of God who are coming through. We'll tell you more on this as we soldier on. But in between time and now, we're looking at John, disciples complaining to John that Jesus is also baptizing. Interesting. Was he supposed not to baptize? Or they were surprised to see another person also doing baptism?
Yeah, they were surprised. He probably thought it was just their master
We're supposed to do
who
baptism.
is supposed to do that, you know.
It's just like we, the Gentiles, now being recognized as part of the kingdom of God. You know, God chose only Israel, the 12 tribes.
Yeah.
Now, by the reconciliation and also winning the world back to himself, Christ will have to come hang on the cross. And then the Gentiles are also partaking in it, so we're also part of it. The John the Baptist came to prepare the way for the Lord, and that was his purpose on earth. He knew it, and John knew his purpose, and
Yeah.
he pursued his purpose. But John's disciples tried to incite him to jealousy over Jesus' ministry. And John replied, "A man must be content to receive the gift which is given him from heaven. There is no other source."
Yeah.
John 3:27. I love the way John put the answer. Give straightforward answer. That you need, a man must be content to receive the gift which is given to him from above, and there's no other source.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Straight away. John knew his role.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew what he was called to do, and he knew that his is to announce the Savior, and that is it. He knew that eventually, because he is the Savior, people will gravitate to him, and there was nothing wrong with that, except later on he got offended that he was arrested and Jesus didn't come to visit him. But then John knew very well that Jesus was the Son of God, and he was doing that because God was with him, and he is the Son of God. That's why the man receives nothing except it be given to him from above. And so yes, sometimes we need to know what we are called to do and not be envious of what others are doing.
Yeah.
Right? Once you know what you are called to do, just develop your skills, develop your expertise in that regard. Do not be too focused or thinking about what another person is doing. People are gifted in various ways, in different ways,
Sure.
right? The Bible says the man's gift makes room for him, right? So identify your gift, identify your talent, develop it. Stay focused on what you are doing. Don't be too swayed by what another person is doing, because that is what God has given to that person.
You think you've been in competition with someone else. You need to be in competition with yourself, not someone, by upgrading every day, by studying. And you have a unique role in the body of Christ. Everybody has a unique role in the body of Christ. There is no point in being jealous of someone else's spiritual gift or ministry. You should rather compliment and be excited about that, because God is the only source for gifts, and his plan is perfect for each of us. If your gift is given, then giving with zeal. If your gift is given, right, then it means that if your gift is given, then give with what? Zeal. It should be followed with a zeal if you love to do it. If your gift is helping, then help somebody. Rather than worrying about what others are doing, figure out what God wants and go do it. I believe that is what you need to do. And once you do that, like I said, once you know your gifting, they said a man gifts, brings him before kings and elders.
Yeah.
And then the man makes way for him. So it means that your gift will make way for you. And this morning, I want you to pray a simple prayer. And say, Lord, help me celebrate the unique gift you've given me. When you begin to celebrate the giftings God has given you, God encourages you and God expands your gifting. And God makes your gifting to be known by the entire world. So as you pray this morning and say, Lord, help me celebrate the unique gift you've given me. Remove jealousy from my heart and guide me to joyfully serve in the role you designed for me. If you pray this and say amen, I invite you to be part of the Maranatha Power Ministry International. We meet at the Nungwa Adogo, behind the Nekma Polyclinic. Tuesday, 10 a.m., we have the Moment of Miracle. Wednesday, the teaching service, 6:30 p.m. Friday, Super Mega All Night, 10 p.m. sharp. Sundays, first service, 7 a.m., second service, 9 a.m. That's a mixed bag tree, down, rest. And also inviting you to be part of the leadership conference that is coming up from the 21st, from the 17th to the 22nd of February 2026. Register and be part of it, and trust me, your life will not be the same. And this morning, I want you to sow a part of yourself every day into a quality soil. I want you to sow a part of yourself. If you read the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 8, he said, knowing that whatsoever good thing any man does, the same shall he receive of the Lord, whether he be bound or free. So whether the person is bound or free, once he does good, God remembers him. A seed is anything you can do that benefits another person. Your respect for others is a seed. Sow it. Your knowledge given to others is a seed. Sow it. What you make happen for others, God will make it happen for you. That is why I invite you to be part of the leadership conference, 17th to the 22nd of February, 2026. And your life will never be the same. And that takes us straight to our next conversation that has to do with the African proverbs for this morning. And I love the African proverbs. We go straight away to Ethiopia, which says that the drums makes a sound because it is hollow. Did you hear that? The drum makes a sound because it is hollow. The hollow nature of the drum, it makes a sound. So once the drum is hollow, it makes a sound. What do you think? So what it suggests is that it is deep. I mean, it suggests that those who are humble and open, that is hollow, are often the ones who make the most impact or produce the most sound, influence, or contribution. So this morning, the question is, what resonates with you? The drum provides the value of humility and openness. When we are hollow, we are more receptive, adaptable, and willing to learn. You know, the drum, you hit any side of it, is adaptable and ready to learn new sounds and willing to learn. The mindset allows us to grow, connect, and also make meaningful contribution in this life. In a way, what is Proverbs is saying that it's saying that true strength lies in embracing our vulnerability and being open to others. Once you are able to know your abilities and areas you are weak, you begin to appreciate and measure up. The drum doesn't know everything, but and some sides are key in, and it gives a different sound. So learn to cooperate, be in humility, and be humble. This morning, that's how we kickstart the morning on the National Policy Focus, and then we're heading straight to the newspaper review segment. Now the curtain has been drawn, the difference has been made. It's 28 past 7 a.m. Let's go straight to see what the papers are saying. I know it's going to be more of the MPP presidential primaries. They just ended one on the Saturday. And I want to take the opportunity to thank all our reporters across the length and breadth of the country who supported us. I want to say thank you to my panel. My co-host was here. Bernard was here together with Christian Tete, who speaks for the NDC, Tema West and Accra, was here with us. And we had a wonderful conversation. A big thank you to our team of reporters. Big thank you to the personnel from the PCR and then the MCR, the videographers, the graphic. I mean, everybody who made our production a top-notch. We say we are grateful for supporting. I also support those who support us financially. Don't forgetting the CEO supporting us financially, making sure that we put this production together. We're grateful unto you, Bishop, and we say we salute you this morning. And everybody that makes sure that everything was done successfully, from the admin through the OM, and everybody that was part of it. Even those who are not part, but still watch us live wherever we are. You are our main focus. I mean, our stakeholders were those who watched, contributed, sent messages, call in. We say, we love you all. Keep watching NBN TV. And we're really excited having you to be part of this family. It's now time to turn our attention to look at the newspapers for this morning. And we start straight with, I think we push the graphics post to the end. So let's do some graphic business.
Okay.
So the graphic business says GCB extend footprints to Africa. That's a huge one. Ghana Commercial Bank, with their CEO there. The MD of GCB is there, and they said GCB extends footprint to Africa and also Asia. So meaning that we're hitting the African, that we're going into Asia. Mobile money transaction reached 518 billion in 2025. Storage on page 3 of the graphic business. BOG moves to restore capital after DDEP losses. Stories on page 8 and 9. Why Ghana Sports Fund matters. If you want to know details of this, look at the back page of the business, graphic business this morning. So those are the stories on the graphic business.
Okay, from graphic business, let's do the daily graphic. The big story here, Bawumia sets sights on 2028, rallies NPP for battle, sweeps 14 out of the 16 regions. Very impressive. Dr. Bawumia, congratulations. Other stories, President Mahama undertakes state visit to Zambia, somewhere in the southern part of Africa, after the summit in Dubai. UMAT confers honorary doctorate on Mr. Ibrahim Mahama. Now he's Dr. Ibrahim Mahama.
Won't a G-Tech go after him?
Well, so these are stories on the Daily Graphic newspaper. It's all about Bawumia. Yeah.
So we do the Herald newspaper this morning. The Herald say Afenyo Markins, others in danger after Bawumia's victory. Ibrahim Mahama's impact on Ghana's mining and green economy recognized. I think he's talking about the honorary doctorate degree that was conferred on him. Medical Trust Fund courts private sector private sector expertise for specialized care is also on the Herald newspaper. Viral video forces Jubilee House chief to apologize for showing military officer. That has to do with Standobe.
Yeah.
That video purported by his own out and says sorry. So that is the most important thing now. Now let's go to the phone line and speak to our own friend and a brother, Kwesi Kwatin Sebe. Good morning, Kwesi. Lawyer. Hello, lawyer.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Grace has found us here this morning, and it's refreshing after, is it a marathon of votes that went on? How was your weekend like?
Oh, my weekend was great. It was great. We thank God that we had a very, 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 very successful primaries. I would say one of the most successful primaries ever conducted in the country, if not the best. So at least that gave us a lot of refuge. And whatever happened, we give God the praise. So the weekend was good. My first candidate is also doing very well. I was with him the whole of the day, and he's in high spirits. So the weekend was good.
The weekend,
a good one.
The weekend was good. Now, with those predictions from the man of God, the data, I think science really proved a point over the weekend.
Sorry, the line is very.
Can you hear me now? Is it better now? Hello, lawyer. Is it better now?
I'll have to manage.
All right. So Dr. Bawumia emerged victorious, which we all know in the presidential primary, securing 56.48 of the votes and becoming the party's flag bearer of the 2028. Now, we've heard a lot of story, the concession by the various parties. From your camp, you were representing Ken, you're a member of his team, and then he threw in the towel, he accepted defeat. Would you say he will walk his talk?
Yes. At this point, let me say a very good morning to your cherished listeners and viewers, I should say. Yes, the man that I know, the man that I believe in, the man Kennedy Ejapong, is a person who walks talk. That is one of his unique attributes as a politician. Usually, we don't find politicians walking the talk. That is why they will tell you that this was just a political promise. But I can tell you one of the reasons why I personally decided to he was a better or the best among the lot was that he is a man of his words. So every word that he uttered, trust me, is going to walk his talk. As I indicated, the day of yesterday, better part of the day, I was privileged to be with him. And, if a man is not willing to walk his talk, that will only be for the cameras. But all the engagements that we had yesterday were in camera. So if he was harboring any acrimony or anything, we would have known. I can tell you for a fact that he was the one rather encouraging us to stay strong, be focused, and support the newly elected flag bearer. So I can tell you for a fact that he's a man of his words. What came to mind yesterday was exactly what I experienced, or let me say, yes, 2012 after the general elections, that the NDP lost. If you can remember, people were very angry, our party members moving to the EC's office and stuff like that. We all first converged at the residence of Nana Akufo-Addo. And when we felt that ballots were not counted with, and then there was cheating, we went to his house with a lot of anger. He will meet you first, calm you down. So remember what exactly happened at another residence in 20. That is exactly what Kennedy Ejapong did yesterday. So the happy conversations that we had was because people were not happy. People felt the delegates, some felt the delegates were not honest enough. But he sees it differently, and that is the reason why he stood on his grounds and encouraged us. So we had a very, very, very long time with him yesterday, laughing, chatting, embracing each other, and he was congratulating each of us for a very good result. So he's going to talk.
Now, you have shared the thoughts that the elections really went well. One of the finals you can always think of compared to the 2023 where there's a lot of acrimony that came after that election. What are the key, how would the losing candidate, your candidate, be able to rally behind the winner? That's Dr. Bawumia.
Yes. You see, when an election is conducted in a free and fair environment, it makes it very easy for all parties to come together, just like you say. He felt cheated in the 2023 election. But this time around, we don't have any reason. We're telling you, we have a lot of reasons to say that the election was not as fair as it was supposed to be. But this time around, we think it was fair, transparent, maybe not 100%, but when you run an election at the people, you get to this level, and you are rest assured in your spirit that things went well as far as the election and Reagan is concerned. It is not difficult at all coming back. What we should all realize is that in any contest, there are jobs here and there.
Yeah.
But of everything, we come together and move on. For example, I would say that among all the 5 candidates, and I still believe that candidate Japan would have been a tougher opponent for the NDC to face. But it doesn't mean that Dr. Bawumia is going to be a weak candidate for the NDC. We were comparing, or I was comparing Dr. Bawumia to another candidate Japan. Now, the comparison is between Dr. Bawumia and any other candidate that the NDC is going to bring. And at least with the names I'm hearing and the faces and the work that he's done in the past, I believe Dr. Bawumia will stand tall, taller than any candidate that the NDC is going to bring along. So it's not a difficulty at all.
Okay.
He means everything that he said, and he's going to rally fully behind our flag bearer. One thing we should know is that after elections of this nature, it is incumbent on the victor to extend an olive branch to the one who couldn't make it, so they can properly work together. And trust me, comparing the speech given by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia in 2023 and the one he gave this past Saturday, I can tell you for a fact that I see a new Dr. Bawumia who is very much ready to bring the party together. And when such a thing happens, it becomes very easy, very, very, very easy for the losing side to come and work with the victor. So in this case, I will also appeal to Team Bawumia that some of our team on the like the young people are doing this. I mean, if we are one, we would have probably done work normal. Last month we are in a new month. They should be a bit better in their celebrations. Let's know that we have a bigger picture ahead. If the case becomes such that the team, but I think we are ready to work with everybody. But in the case is that the team is not ready to work with our team, that is where the problem will start. Remember, Alanche Martin left the party after the election, and if we can also go back to 2008, remember Alanche Martin wrote a letter that he was ready to even leave the party because of how hateful were treated. We should learn lessons from there so that we can all come together. The main thing is to beat the NDC the 2028 elections. So I will also, as I have pleaded with Tindo, Kennedy Japan, I'm going to fully support Dr. Bawumia. I also expect the Dr. Bawumia team to be very much measured and to think all from Team Bawumia, Kwasi Japan, everybody, so that we work together as a team.
Now, talking about working together, you sound a bit worried along the conversation we're having, but is there are there implications for Bawumia's win for the NPP going into election 2028 campaign?
Yes. If we are a house divided against itself cannot stand. If we are not united, how do we fight a formidable party which is also in government, like the NDC? Because now the one we will compare ourselves to will be the immediate past general election. They did so well. They still have a very strong goodwill and everything. So we need every hand. We have to go even to the extent of reaching out to senior brother Alan Chain. Because we're going out this campaign and we need everybody. So that's why our leader, Kenneth Japon, his talk was that unity talk, because that's all we believe in. Without unity, get nowhere at the party in 2028. There is a lot more work to be done. And what we need to do now is to come together as one team, very formidable. And I believe if we do that, we'll be able to wrestle power from the NDC. Don't forget that we are going through ours, and for now, the flag bearership race is over. It is now that the NDC is also going to go through this. We don't know what is going to happen. It is now that the budget that the NDC prepared for the year 2024, 2025, I should say, when they came to office, it is now that we're going to have the effect of their budget. Remember, you don't do a budget for 2025 and have the full impact in 2025. No. So every impact that we saw in 2025 will be emanating from the top policies that Dr. Bawumia and Kufuor set in place in 2024. Now that we are in power 2026, we are going to have a total view of their 2025 budget. And I believe, sincerely, it is not my wish, it has never been my wish, but what I'm seeing from afar is that if this government is going the way he's going now, he's going to fail. People are enjoying the strength of the city, but ask yourself, where is this coming from? When NPP came to office, since Kwame Nkrumah's time to, what do you call it? Even Akufuor's first time, the total reserve of Ghana was just 8 tons. Within 3 years, when Dr. Bawumia started his move for the research, now we have research, we were able to buy about 30 tons of gold. As we speak now, what is remaining is 18. So for nothing at all, they should have at least added 10 to make it about 40 tons. So, but they have themselves sold everything to cushion the city. You know, about $10 billion to cushion the city. Ask yourself, is this sustainable? If you sold, per my calculation, I would say that if they are still carried on with it, we would have been about 40 tons. So what it means is that about 22 tons have been sold in a year. Now we have 18 tons. So it means we need another 22 tons to sell. What is going to back our currency then if all our gold reserves are sold? Tell me one policy that the NDC government has brought in within this year that is causing any miracle or any change in the economy. Actually nothing. They are only relying and enjoying from the labor of NDC, and that's fine. Yeah, they can take that credit. But going forward, if this is how they are going to manage the economy, I can see crisis ahead of us. So the NDP, we should put our heads together, unite, and fight on victory we have come 2020.
Well, I have my colleagues here in the studio. You know, I have a 3-member team, including myself. We are 3. Let me start with a lady in our midst. Diana, good morning.
Good morning.
You have a question for a lawyer?
Yeah. I want to find out from lawyer his reaction when it comes to prophecy especially with them politicians, how they react to prophecies when it comes to elections. Given that this time prophecy from Prophet El Bernard turned the other way.
Oh, okay. Talking about prophecy.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. We are politicians, but we are not from a different island or a different world. We are all in Ghana. Most of us are Christians, we are Muslims, we believe in prophecy, and we know that prophecy alone will not suffice. That is to say, if prophecy is given that I'll be at what do you call it, your studio this morning, but I made no effort to move in there after today. But that doesn't, we in this life did not work enough. We did all that we could. Yes, there are prophecies here and there. We believe in the prophecies, especially as you say, the El Bernard one. And we still believe in it. So there's another way of thinking. So, not to worry at all about especially Prophet El Bernard prophecies. In fact, have them. Okay.
Well, I think your line is breaking.
You will listen, lawyer, right?
Yeah. I think we've lost him.
We've lost him entirely, but I think PCR will do us good by getting lawyer back in studio on the line so we can have this conversation and wrap it up with him. And then I know Bernard also has a question for him. The way he's nodding, it means that lawyer has something to answer. But it's been a wonderful journey with the NPP. I think it's been one of the finest elections they've had so far compared to previous elections they have.
I mean, people thought it was going to be rigged.
Yeah, this has been very clean. And then at least you get some few skirmishes, but no, I think they've done well. They need to applaud themselves. Yeah, they've done well.
I heard some executives had taken money from.
Yeah, I think that's the monetary aspect of the thing, which came by. We showed to our viewers what people are saying, others are saying. Obi Esikaba, we a particular nipper we Nisika Empire. Those also sort of a lot of things. Others also believe that Brian entering into the Ferry also cost Ken.
You think so?
Believe so?
I also think so, because in some constituencies where 2023 Ken had high numbers, this time you can see that Dr. Bawumia maintained the outcome from those constituencies, and then you realize some of the votes from Ken shifted to Brian. So I think Brian came into, for lack of a better word, muddy the waters for Ken.
But the point is that even if you want to put Brian had 13.889, right? If you should add it to, let's add it to Ken's, it still wouldn't get to. He would still have lost the election.
If all the
delegates who voted for Brian,
for Kennedy, they still
wouldn't be able to win.
But it would have made some.
Yes, but I mean,
everyone there we're going to vote for.
So that is also another thing we have to look at. But we're hoping that we'll get lawyer back online, and then we can have the conversation. But whilst waiting, we can still roll with our newspapers.
Okay.
We're done with the Hawk. We're done with. I was the one doing it before. Went for the call, right? Okay, so let me continue from where.
So you were doing.
You were doing the Hawk.
I was doing the Herald newspaper. Great. So the Herald has a figure. Okay, I think we've gotten him back on the line. Welcome back, lawyer.
Thank you.
And sorry for that break. So if you could answer the question thrown to you by Diane.
Yes. So as politicians, we cannot close our eyes when prophecies are given. because politics is about numbers. It is not about you, the politician, believing in it or not, but it is about the masses who are also religious people, who also attend churches, who also believe in prophecies. So whatever prophecy that is made by any man of God, what you should know as a politician is that it is having an effect on the people you are going to canvass for their votes. If for nothing at all, even if you don't believe in it, the one you are going to canvass for his or her vote may have some faith in it. So you need to watch the political space and deal with it while you move on with your campaign. But we don't fully rely on the prophecy and go to sleep. If that had been the case, I believe Honorable Kennedy Agyapong and his team wouldn't have even gone around the country, the length and breadth of the country, still campaigning. So, prophecies are very important for our lives. We believe in them. When they come, it's very necessary for you, a politician, to accept it. Because if you just ignore it, you wouldn't know the messages you are going to fashion and then present to your people. Once the people you are going to accept, once you have some level of faith in it, you also watch that space very carefully.
Right. Thank you very much. I think my colleague Bernard has a question for you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm looking at the results, at least for what we have. Your candidate, the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, had a little over 23%. If you compare that to what he had in the 2023 primaries, which was, I think, a little over 37%, you can say that that is a significant drop. Do you think his influence in the party is winning per the results on Saturday?
Well, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so that his influence in the party is not. When I see the dynamics at every election, the dynamics are different. Maybe, see, in this election, the candidate to beat was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And probably that is where the team's focus was much. If you listen to our messages and everything, you get the feel that was where the focus was. Maybe we underestimated Dr. Brian Agyapong, and that is what we say. If that is the case, then one may also say that Aflac Bearer also moved down in terms of the percentage from 61 to 57. And the question will be that is that the mean I want to have a similar meaning towards that popularity is going down. Remember, the New Patriotic Party is bigger than the 211,000 men who went to vote. At least we say that we have a minimum of about 4.5 million Ghanaians. So if you do the mathematics, you realize that the 211,000 comes nowhere close percentage-wise to the 4.5 million Ghanaians who we believe are for the NPP. So the one went that out, we realized the popularity of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong was very, 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 very high among the people. So I wouldn't say that his popularity is dwindling. You'll see that Dr. Brian Agyapong did so well. At the last election, we won voter region. This time around, Dr. Brian Agyapong won the voter region. When we went to the voter region, we take it from the ground that Dr. Bawumia's popularity over there, as far as this contest is concerned, has gone down. The person to look out for is Dr. Brian Agyapong because he's making a lot of inroads in there. But maybe we didn't give much attention to the Brian Agyapong campaign. And our focus, in my opinion, there is no assessment of the team, but in my opinion, was on the person to beat, which is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I think that is how come Dr. Brian Agyapong, if you look at the results very well, mopped up most of the votes from us. That's how I see it. So the popularity of Kennedy Agyapong is no doubt so high within the party. Anybody that will try to underestimate the power of Honorable Kennedy Agyapong and influence not only on MPP members or MPP sympathizers, but the nation as a whole will be laughing at the wrong side of his or her mouth. The popularity is not very, very high. As I said, the number of calls is restricted. We were saying yesterday, it's amazing, simply amazing. So, as politicians, remember the election, we need 50% plus one. That's why I'm calling for unity. Nobody should downplay anybody in these elections. We need everybody on board. Kennedy Agyapong, it's not Kennedy Agyapong. His popularity is still very, 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 very high within the certain party.
Thank you. Talking about his popularity among the NPP members, I think sometime last week, Professor Frimpong Boateng and two others filed a suit at the Supreme Court challenging the current electoral system of the political parties. They are calling for all members of the parties to vote in electing the flag bearer. What's your take on that? Do you think if that was the case, Mr. Kennedy Agyapong would have won the election, the primary?
Well, whether you would have won the primaries or not, now what I know is that we have a flag bearer who is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and the people spoke on Saturday and they spoke clearly. So, as of now, I wouldn't say he would have won. My candidate would have won the election. He has told us to be focused, and we believe Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won the elections. Once he won the elections, it means that he is the choice of the New Patriotic Party, and we all rally behind him.
But what is your take
on the question that you asked about the Professor Frimpong Boateng and two others, their application? See, we have police station executives. The police station executives, they are in charge of the communities where the police station is. We don't just get police station executives in a vacuum. The community elects their leaders, and they become the police station executives. The police station executives then elect their coordinators. The police station executives and then the coordinators elect their constituency executives. The constituency executives elect the regional executives. And the constituency executives and the regional executives elect the national executives before the flag bearer. So you see, what it then means is that the police station executive is representing the FPP within that community. I use Parliament House as an example. Yes, although we say that the entire power resides in the people, which is you and I. The question is, can all 200, are we now 35 million or so, enter Parliament? No. That is why we take representatives. So if a decision is taken in Parliament, for example, these numerous taxes that the NDC, they are introduced, once they are passed by Parliament, I cannot say that because I was not seated in Parliament when it was being passed, I am not part of those who passed it. Or because the NDC that I am not part of those who passed it. You become automatically, indirectly, let's put it that way, a partaker of that election. So if you look at this system, all FPP card-holding members, even non-card-holding members who took the decision of electing their polling station executives, indirectly participated in this election. Because when they were voting for them, they knew that there was a bigger tax that they needed to represent them. So as for that, reform one thing and two others matter. I'll be surprised if
the Supreme Court.
They are successful. Let's go that way.
Okay. And finally, from me,
the superior argument need somewhere that I don't know that I have better discussions about.
Finally, from me, the Honorable Boakye Jakun in one of the papers decries the monetization of political activities in the just ended primary. A lot of vote buying. Some delegates crying out that they have not received the monies that some of the delegates the candidates were sharing and what have you. What do you think in your mind? Because one of the things that Professor Frimpong Boateng and co cited is to reduce monetization of of political activities. Because when you open the electoral college, if you include all the members in electing the flag bearer, you wouldn't be able to buy all their votes, right? But if it is just limited to delegates, then the candidates will have some power to pay for votes. What do you think can be done to, at least if you cannot do away entirely with vote buying, to reduce it drastically?
Well, with this election that we had, personally, I disagree with anybody who says that the vote buying. I did not witness one, and the accounts I've received so far, I don't think they suggest to done. If you vote buying, what is a crime? It is when you are using, let's say, monetary or whatever to influence somebody's decision as far as the direction is voting for is concerned. You see, in this instance, no provision was made by the party, which to me is problematic. Now, you are asking, when you are within Accra, for example, if you are within the Domek, barring any traffic, if you are voting and you are saying the Domek, I can tell you for a fact that barring any traffic, wherever the number of people within a matter of 10 minutes, you should get there. But if you go to other places, especially our brothers in the north, the geographical area is so wide that they need to be transported from wherever they are to the center of voting. Let me use the Ashanti region where I am. I'm coming from, for example, my western we have at the very close end of the continent geographically the Sato, and then other villages like Esioko, other towns like Esioko. For you to move from Esioko to Mankaso to vote, it will take you about roughly 2.5 to 3 hours. You need to get a motorbike from a Soko to Mankaso, wait and get a car to somewhere, Bemianda or Yoso. You see, a lot, you have to do a lot. So asking the delegates to come in, they mean that the whole day is gone. If they spend about 3 hours to get the full day, go into the queue for another 3 hours, then return with another 3 hours, you realize that the whole day is gone. So there is a need for their transportation and at least their feeding to be taken care of. I doubt, although I know in certain places, yes, probably 200, 500, there's a lot of money. But what about those who have to fly from Accra to Kumasi to go and cut their vote? Will that 500 be enough to change their mind? So I don't think those amounts of money were meant to sway their mind to vote in a certain direction. My suggestion is that we should all come together and if government is to finance political parties, let's talk about it so that government finances political parties for them to be much resourceful so they can take very good care of their own matters and not allow the delegates, the aspirants, to be doing the transportations and the feeding. Let me tell you for a fact, the wider the delegate system gets, the worse it becomes. The only difference is that the amount will reduce, but the quantum that an aspirant will have to spend will be matched. Are we saying that when we move into the general elections, because the numbers are so wide, there are no vote buying? There are vote buying in the general election. So my suggestion will be that, yes, let's widen it. It reduces the amount that an individual may have. To do away with this transportation system, why don't we have the voting done at the various polling stations so that there is no one center for the entire constituency, for which reason the voter will be within a community, he'll cast his vote and go back home. That will save him time, that will save him transportation, that will give him enough opportunity to go back to his business, his farm, or whatever center he's into. So these are some of the places that I don't see how, if probably dishing out money by aspirants themselves is just totally bad. I don't see how, because it is only in Ghana that an aspirant for any political position will take money. He will be searching for the delegate. It's not the delegate who will demand for the money. The aspirant will be searching for the delegate to give money to. He will go and beg the delegate to take the money. The delegate will take the money and insult him as well, in addition. So, I think we should look at it. We can also look at it from that angle. And trust me, the government should also point that it is going to be very difficult because we have a lot of political parties breaking up so that they are also part time. They stay scattered. That's all I say about that.
Very well.
Well, lawyer, I know your time is almost getting up to move into other conversation, but Bawumia's victory for many is seen as a strategic win with his technocratic leadership and broad national appeal, expected to help the party regain power come 2028. He has also called for unity and also discipline within the party, emphasizing the need to heal divisions and focus on the 2028 elections. What should be the key campaigning promises for the 2028 election, and how will Bawumia work to unify the party after the primaries? I mean, some of the steps you think he should be taking to be able to bring that unity of the party.
Yes, to bring the unity in the party, I believe that all the parents called him and congratulated him.
Okay.
So I expect him to have a meeting with whether individual or we can have meetings with individuals and then have a collective one as well. And I don't expect that to be far. I expect it within this week that it takes those steps, because I see clearly from the aspirants who did not make it that they are ready to join hands with him to bring that unity to the party. Talking about the message for Ghanaians for the 2028 general election, unfortunately, we have 4 other gentlemen who were contesting him. They all had their messages, and I believe they were powerful messages, especially the whole message of job. That's what we use. If you follow the social media, those who disagree, the non-delegates who disagree with them, especially the youth, what they are trying for is job. So I believe we have a lot. We should bring all these promises together. That's what I said. We should ensure that he has a roundtable meeting with them. They will also bring their ideas of how they were going to implement those things. Let's put all those things together, and we'll have a very, very, very good campaign message going forward. That is out to me the starting line. So that the job that Japan was talking about, and to me, one fantastic thing is also the decentralization, not decentralization, and the spreading of our ministries, ensuring that all the ministries are not concentrated in Accra. We have some in Kumasi or Ashanti, we have some in Takoradi, we have what do you call it, the North. As Japan wanted to make that place issue of culture, I wanted to move Ministry of Tourism to the border region, all those things. I think we have a lot. We'll put them together, present it to Ghanaians, and I believe we'll win the 2020 election.
Well, Lawyer, I would like to say a big thank you for joining us this morning on the Morning Focus, National Policy Focus. Congratulations to your team. Congratulations to the NPP for pulling this through. We'll come back to you again when the need arises. Have a good morning. You're welcome. We'll be talking to Lawyer Kwesi Kwarteng, who is a communication team member. Now he has changed from the team member of Ken to team NPP team communication team member. And he's been trained more like he's a prime minister over, so life goes on, and that is where we find ourselves today. So that's our first major conversation this morning. Remember, today the financial literacy is also coming on 9 a.m. We'll be talking to the tax experts and also financial consultant Foster Otena Mwakun. We're looking at how we can break this poverty cycle. So the series still continues. And that is what we're going to do. Exactly now. Also,
he has to be far from us.
He has to do what?
Very far from us.
Very far from us, right. Very importantly, 2026, we need to change gears and then move to another level with our lives. So the newspaper continues. Viral video forces Jubilee House chief to apologize for a sovereign military officer. Ejakon declares cash for vote at MPP flag bearer election as Abetifi Elon Musk face off with Asin Bill Gates. I love that. Controller suspend 2,563 salaries of public workers after nationwide head count. Big trouble. Big trouble.
What a shock.
So those are the story on the Herald newspaper.
Okay.
I have the Daily Analyst before Diana comes in. The Daily Analyst, without fear or favor. Mahama to embark on 3-day state visit to Zambia. We are far advanced with the establishment of Women's Bank. That is according to President John Dramani Mahama. The big one, 2028 elections, Bawumia leads NPP again after securing 56.48% of the votes. Unity must be built on respect. That is according to Ken Ejapong, telling the delegates of the NPP. Telling the NPP. Prophet El Bernard apologizes over failed Ken Ejapong prophecy. We have a picture of the popular prophet on the front page. Mr. L.
Well, interestingly,
I've always chosen data over prophecy. And if you look at Musa Dankwe's prediction, his final prediction.
Yeah, the final prediction, very
almost confirmed. Right? And I said that because his process is systematic, it's able to confirm elections over and over again. And so I would go for Musa Dankwa over prophecy. I mean, with the greatest of respect to El Bernard, I mean, he's had very great prophecies coming to pass.
Yeah.
He prophesied about some the Gamanche and some.
No, he's done a lot of. He's done a lot of.
Right, but I think that it is good. He said that he's going to take a break. He's not going to preach for some time, self-reflect, and I think it is good for him because I foresee that some of the prophets in Ghana are gradually moving from what the gifts should be used for. The Bible says that he gave them in Ephesians chapter 4. He gave them prophets, apostles, evangelists for the edification of the body, for building the body of Christ. The gift of prophecy is not for sports predictions or political declaring or predicting political outcomes. Some of these things will make the faith, will make people make mockery, of our faith, and that is not what we want as believers. You will see a lot of different prophets giving different predictions in the name of one God, the same God, So I think it is good that he takes a break to do some self-introspection, to reflect again on his calling and all of that, and then come back again. We love him, but not El Bernard alone, all the other prophets, please. The best way to win people into your church is not to be giving political predictions. I see this as prediction, just as I can also sit in my home and say, I see this person winning. I see this as predictions more than prophecy. The disciples of Jesus asked him a question in Acts chapter 1. Will you at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? And Jesus answered them, it is not for you to determine. It is not for you to decide. That is not why I came. But you shall receive power. And then you go to Jerusalem, to wherever.
To the Judea and the rest.
To proclaim my name, to preach to people, to convert them to Christ. That is what we've been mandated to do. That is what Jesus' assignment is all about. And if we are disciples of Jesus, our focus, our mandate should be to win people to Christ, rather than predicting, political outcomes, which is likely to make the faith, a mockery in the eyes of unbelievers. So please, thank you for taking a break. I hope that the others, please, those who said Bawumia will win and he won, it's not because you prophesied. It's not, your prophecy has not been confirmed. Right? It's not because it's not a confirmation of your prophecy. Everyone knew Bawumia was going to win. In fact, the post suggested Bawumia was going to win. So don't be proud that you prophesied and it didn't come to pass. Don't be taking credit over this one. It's not your prophecy. It is the fact that he was going to win. So please, let's take a break. Let's use the gift that God has given us to edify the church, to build the church. Rather than saying some of these things that will subject our faith, we have a very, a very respected faith. It is the only faith that we can say that our founder died and rose again. And it is the only way through which all men can go to the kingdom. An enviable faith we have. So please don't use your platform to subject our faith to mockery. Take a break. If you have the gift of prophecy, use it to edify the church, to build the body of Christ, and not subject it to mockery by your political predictions.
You done? Then we can say Mr. Dankwa is a political prophet.
Okay. So that's another angle. But if you look at it holistically, is the leaders who goes to the prophets for prayers.
But I don't think they go there for prophecy.
No, they go there for prayers, and
that can be done by anyone.
And even Ken and his team went to Bernard for prayers.
That was after he had prophesied that he was going to.
No, they went before.
I saw right after the 2024 general elections.
And then they went there. And then he prayed with them.
So definitely they went because of the prophecy.
Yes, so definitely they will go. But I see there's one thing we also shouldn't forget, that we are religious people. We believe in what God says. And we believe the vessels God used. The vessels may not always get it right. They might miss it sometimes. But it doesn't take the shine out of them. The point is that this is where faith comes in. Faith comes in because it shows that faith is a walk with God, not a transaction. If we make it look like a transaction, that is why it becomes a mockery to the kingdom. But faith in itself is walking with God, believing in God. Is that all things work together for good, for they that believe in God. So whether good or bad, the same thing in the book of Romans, good, bad, evil, it said, say thank you. Because you might not know it's part of the walk. They might believe that the prophecy would have worked. But now they've come to the point to realize that it is not a transaction. It could be that, yes, he saw something. But that is not what God might be saying at that time.
Maybe that is
not now. Maybe that is not what God is trying to interpret.
And that is why
yes, so
I sat on this platform and I said that what El Bernard is doing, I see it more as a campaign than prophecy. Because if you have prophesied, God showed you that this person is going to be, you've declared it, you've proclaimed it. Let it be let it rest.
Yeah.
Leave it to the election, but the outcome of the election to determine. But this man consistently will be writing on his Facebook every other week, to the point that he published a book about it, to the point that on the day of the election, I think midway through the election, he said the supporters of Kennedy should start jubilating. So the man was more sure, like he was too sure than God who gave him the prophecy.
And you see, I think
that when it comes to that will generate the mockery.
When it comes to prophecy and data, like you're saying, we should be very circumspect, because at the end of the day, people are going to decide. You get it? And there's a high probability that facts would always falsify prophecy. And so when it comes to elections, especially when it is not to say that I see that you are going to become this, or I see that you have done this, and as a result this is going to happen, but it's against fact and figures, I think we should be very careful.
But the point is that you also shouldn't forget that, you see, words are spirits and words are life. Whatever you say and you believe and you hold to it, definitely there will come a manifestation. So sometimes it might be familiarity that may cause that, to say that. But I keep saying that faith is work. It's not works. Show that work. And also, people should come to that realization that faith is not a transaction.
But you see,
they make it look like it's a transaction.
But
that is where the problem is. When we make it to become,
I think that it's more of, it's not more of faith for me. For me, I don't think it's about faith, because if it was about faith, I believe that the prophecy would have come to pass.
No. You see, the explanation I'm giving you is not about what he said. I'm giving an explanation for us to look at it from the point of view that if people believe that faith is a transaction, then there is no God. Because that is where we got to, that we believe that jubilate, do ABCD. The moment, you get it. But faith is not about that. When you walk with God and get to know God, because Abraham walked with God to the point that it was accounted to him as righteousness, believing and trust God. Even if it doesn't work, you should still believe in him. If it doesn't work, you still have to be that. So don't make it look like it's a transaction afterthought.
So
I'm going to go to...
In relation to he going back to say that he's going to reflect...
No, he has to go and reflect. It's very important to withdraw back. And I love one statement he made to his people. He said, this is me. I missed it. You either stay or you can leave. But I'm going and I'll come back. It's just like the eagle. The eagle may lose his strength at a point, but that doesn't make him no more an eagle. What you need...
it doesn't make him
as a prophet. So go back.
Is a prophet of
so go back, sit down, reflect, put on. I mean, take, like the eagle will take off all his feathers and rebuild and come back. Exactly. And I like that. I like people who own up to their responsibility.
Of course,
I made a mistake and he took it and he said, look, I'm going back. I'm sorry. These are two things. I'm sorry. I'm going. I mixed it. I'll be back again. It's simple. So we shouldn't let it go.
Who is a prophet of God is not whether their prophecies come to pass or not. It's about, are they preaching Christ? Is Christ the subject of their pulpit, of their sermons? Are they drawing men and women to Christ? If they are men and women of God, regardless of whether they got their prophecies right or wrong. But the point I am making is that if you engage in certain acts or certain pronouncement that will subject the faith to mockery, then it's better we don't do it. Because what are unbelievers saying? Oh, this same God, and this person is saying this, this person is saying that. The way he was so sure, telling the supporters of Kennedy Aponto to start jubilating means that he was even God himself giving the prophecy. And that is why I said we must be circumspect, because Bible says we prophesy in part, we see in part, we prophesy in part. You can't know it all than God. You know, we are humans, like you said. We have our limitations. God is the supreme. So yes, he's the prophet of God. He's preaching Christ, and that is it. And I think that they should not use the pulpit to some of these things that will subject our faith, our enviable faith, to mockery. That is the problem I have. the way they are prophesying about politics and about sports and all of those things that sometimes don't come to pass, and people will be making mockery of the faith. That is what, but like I said, I believe I side with Dr. Menso Tabe when he said that God doesn't choose leaders for states.
Well,
nobody can convince me that God chose Nana Akufo-Addo for that. And some of the bad leaders we've had on the continent, you can say, oh, Mobutu Sese Seko, God chose him for that country. No, that can't be God. I mean, it is the citizens who choose their leaders. For me,
that's what I'm saying, that when it comes to prophecy and data, we need to be very careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So if you're just joining us, you can also share your thought with us on 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can share your thought with the conversation we have in this morning. But always remember that when it's about your faith, it's a journey. It is just a journey, not just the outcome sometimes. You need to focus on the process, just as he's going to do. He's focusing on the process. He's trusting, trusting the timing is also one of the things we should take into consideration. So we shouldn't let the setback dictate our path. Yeah. And it's one thing I hold him high. With him, he's done so well because you are building, growing, and we are learning. So that is one of the things that has to keep us pushing. Take us away on the Observer Times.
Okay, so the Observer has a question about the prophecy. It says, can prophetic fulfillment shift? So, yeah, can prophetic fulfillment shift? You can share your thoughts with us. FGBMFI inaugurates AH chapter in Daxian, Japan. And police arrest 5 suspects over Nkesiem robbery. And NDC praises NPP police for peaceful flag bearer contest. I think it was really peaceful.
Yeah.
Mahama embarks on 3-day state visit to Zambia. And the big story here says, NPP primaries aftermath. Bawumia calls for unity after landslide flag bearer victory. This is the Observer Times.
Okay, so away from the Observer Times, we move on to the other newspapers this morning, where you can join us. I said earlier, 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can also join us. Let's have this conversation together. Let's do it together. Let's get interactive on 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Let's get to hear you. Share your thoughts with us. We had a fresh conversation this morning from the Team Ken, a member from Team Ken, also talking to us. Now let's do the daybreak. The daybreak. The daybreak also has the same thing. Prophet Uche prophecy drops. Now people are coming to claim that my prophecy came in. NPP delegates speak. It is Bawumia.
It's not about your prophecy. It's not about your prophecy. Nobody has a prophecy.
NPP delegates speaks. It's Bawumia leads NPP for 2028 election. AH chapter of FGBM, that's a Food Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International, inaugurated. And Akwachi Fosu donate medical equipment to Abakrampa Health Center. Stories on the Daybreak newspaper.
Okay, from the Daybreak, let's do the Daily Post. We are far advanced with the establishment of Women's Bank, that is according to President Mahama. The University of Mines and Technology confers honorary doctorate on Ibrahim Mahama. That is the big one on that newspaper. And then also the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International stories here. The AH chapter inaugurated. And then Dr. Sianwe Japan inducted. Bawumia wins NPP presidential ticket. These are the stories on the Daily Post newspaper.
Okay, the Inquisitor says, Prophet Uche got it right on Bawumia. And I Claire, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia whips Ken and others. And there is mudsliding agenda against the GRA boss. And this mundane vote on Saturday with a picture of the former president. It says this mundane vote on Saturday with a picture of former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. over there. JM Hale's gold board establishment. This story is on the front page of the Inquisitor.
All right, so let's do the Informer newspaper this morning. The Informer said five Ahafo robbers nabbed. Big push for the likes of Fair Sky, Mahama. Okre honors Danboche. It is finished. Bawumia leads NPP again, calls for unity and cooperation as delegates defy prophecy. NDC terms up for NPP for peaceful elections. Men's Fellowship admits Jaspon boss. Story on the Informer newspaper.
Okay, from the Informer, let me do the Ghanaian point. The Ghanaian point. Galamsey fight. Your interventions are yielding results. President Mahama to national security. Bawumia elected NPP flag bearer calls for unity ahead of 2028 polls. University of Mines and Technology confers honorary doctorate on Mr. Ibrahim Mahama. Do not fake the voice of God. That is a clergyman advising. Let me use advising. And the new Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International AH chapter launched as Dr. Siao Ejapon is inducted. These are the stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Point.
Okay, the Chronicles says CEO of Safety World Engineering Limited loses dad. It's Bawumia again. It is possible spirit reigns. Please refuse 120k Ghana cedis voter cocaine bribe.
Nice one.
120,000.
Yeah.
But that's no money.
Right. Oh, it's not much like that. 120,000.
Cocaine.
The other time, the one they rejected
If it was
$20,000.
$20,000.
I mean 120,000 for the cocaine.
No, you have cocaine
with the street value.
You
want to give me
What are you talking about?
On your serious?
You are talking million Ghana cedis.
On your serious?
Maybe if it was a million Ghana cedis, the police would have thought about it twice. But anyway, we should hail the police for this one.
Yeah.
That's why the IGP says this time if you try to bribe the police, they will not take it.
They won't take.
And you know, he has so much confidence.
The IGP, does he include the MTTD people?
Big question.
Those who are on the road.
I wish to take the scripture here.
Scripture is Blair,
it's a bit
right?
Blair, yes.
Okay, so let's do the New Trust newspaper. The New Trust says NTK fires back at Victoria Duncan Williams over loose comment after MPP presidential primary results. Dr. Educhum congratulates Dr. Bawumia and calls for party unity ahead of 2028 elections. Together we stand. Bawumia issues clarion call for unity after commanding victory in the MPP presidential primaries. With his picture there and a hand like us saying, thank you. Bawumia must take full authority of MPP ahead of 2028 election. Are you a free edges? NDC congratulates the MPP on peaceful presidential primaries. These are the stories on the front page of the New Trust newspaper.
From New Trust, let me do the Metro Lens. Bawumia wins big. Sweeps primaries, eyes 2028 presidency. That story is on page 4 of the Metro Lens newspaper. Walking in Dr. J.B. Danko's footsteps, over 1,000 joined Mifri Adadientem walk. Let me read that again. Over 1,000 joined Mifri Adadientem walk. And then we also have the story of Dr. Kingsley Ajimai, MP for Ebuakwa South, secures Eastern Region's biggest win for Bawumia in Ebuakwa. That story is also on page 4 of the Metro Lens newspaper. These are the stories that the Metro Lens carried this morning.
Okay, let's do the news center. The news center says BOG under scrutiny over 22.24 tons gold reserve sale. And Ghana's Roads of Sorrow kills 8 people daily in accidents. 8 people daily.
Yeah.
That's not good. Ghana Web appoints Patrick Amegachi as commercial manager. And the big story here says Bawumia survives the storm. Delegates reject narrative faulting him alone for 2024 loss. And there's a question here on the news center. It says, Brian's rise threatens Ken's presidential bid. I think we spoke about it.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, his spokesperson even admitted that they underestimated.
You mean Brian? No, Ken.
Kwesi Kwarteng, who we just interviewed a while ago. He admitted that they underestimated Brian, and they think that Brian's rise may pose some threat to Kennedy. And of course, if you look at I think he surprised a number of people, including myself.
In fact, they worked.
No, I think
they worked. Brian and his team, they worked.
Yeah, they worked.
They really worked.
They campaigned across all.
I'm telling you.
And even
I told you we met. Yeah, I told you we met on our way to KJG, KJG Mawekpo area. We met them. Brian's team campaigning, and in fact, this place about 13 hours drive from Accra.
But they were there.
They were there. They were there with the delegates, so they really worked.
Great.
They worked.
Great.
So if he says they underestimated Brian, that could be true.
Let me ask both of you, forgive me. Do you think Dr. Barry Chambo is the future of the NPP?
Well, he has a chance. At least he's sold himself well. But I think Ken's camp did a big disservice to themselves. The focus was their main contender.
Yes.
The focus wasn't on Brian. So Brian was not a threat to them. They feel that with Brian they can curtail, but Brian was the one who rather muddied the waters for them. It wasn't Bawumia. It makes it much more easier for Bawumia to retain the votes he had in 2023, majority of the votes than Ken. Well, Ken had 37% in the 2023, so now it has dropped to 23. So it tells you that chunk of the vote went to Brian. The 13% went to Brian. So that tells you that you don't just focus on the one person, but you go holistically to be able to deal with everybody. So at least that will give you the position. Now, if you've been to any of their campaign platform, you will see Bawumia's focus is not one person. He mentions all the four and mention all the things they want to do and mention what he wants to do. So he makes sure that he tackles everybody. But they went in for one person, and all of them were looking for one person.
Brian also targeted Kennedy.
No, he thinks that
Brian knows that he gets chunk of the votes from Kennedy.
So his focus wasn't on Bawumia. So he keeps saying that from the grassroots level, they've done so much there. So
there's so much could mean that they have convinced most of Kennedy's people.
It could be. It could be. It could be.
Yeah, but I think that talking about the future of the NPP with Brian, I think to an extent, yes, but what the delegates might be missing are the other two. If they would look closely to them, I mean Dr. Educhum and Engineer Kwabena Agyapong, if they would also pay attention to them and look beyond the monetary aspect of it, of the transport we are talking about.
but the transport, everybody gave it.
Everybody gave transport. But if they would, a fridge for transport.
Yes, it's also transport.
So
go sell water with it.
I think if they would look beyond those things and look at personalities and policies, they would get a clear picture of who the next face of the party will be.
Oh, no, but in terms of youthful exuberance, I think Brian stands. Brian stands a chance in the next person to lead the NPP. Compared to Doctor has that figure, but we are looking at the young population we've got. Then it tells you that the vibe and even his position now to bring a third force to reckon with tells you he can do a lot of inroads there. The person that I would love to see that rather go to the party office would be the engineer to either vie for the chairmanship of the party or the general secretary position. Any of this will work for Kobna. Seriously speaking. Now, when it comes to Doctor, I believe what doctor has brilliant ideas. So what they could do is to pull him into this campaign, look at the educational aspect of it, begin to drive that as a means of breaking the poverty cycle in our country. If they begin to look at that and bring all the 4 people, well, they all have different ideas, put them together,
and they are
fantastic leadership, put all of them together and have one campaign. That we're all doing. So you are tackling this, you are tackling this, you are tackling this, and that is the main focus. Trust me, it will work.
You see that working with him?
No, it should work for them.
From Dr. Baumia.
Yeah, it should work for them. Yeah, because if you had we brought the insert, the final insert, the call from engineer, the call from Edu, the call from
Kennedy,
Ken, and the call from Brian, all calling him. That tells you, and they all at the end of the conversation is, we are ready. Try to pull the party together. We are ready to support. All of them. That's a common language from the 4 who called him on phone to congratulate him. Said, we are ready. We are ready to work. Try now that you are the leader. Pull the party together, and then we are ready to work with you. I think they've given him the olive. It's up to him to stretch his hand and say, okay. This is reciprocate. Take it, I gave it, now let's sit down. Meet them individually. To thank them individually. After, meet as a team to sit down and then fleshing out what we need to do, because they all have certain leaders who have certain brilliant ideas. Pull all these resources together because they have a huge human resource base. Pull them together. This country is not lacking of human resources. It's just that it's leadership problem we've always gotten. That is not really pushing us to get to where we aspire to be. But I believe that if they should pull themselves together, stick together. As for the it will come. But when it comes, find a way to iron it up and let's move on.
It's not the time to do.
No.
Yeah.
It's bringing everybody on board.
Do you know who managed Mahomet's campaign 2020 and 2024? Professor Joshua Labi. And Joshua Labi contested him.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he came to he came to manage.
How important he is and his fantastic ideas in managing campaigns. He brought him in, come and manage my campaign.
And it
worked. Almost everybody who contested Mahama played a key role in his campaign, right? And so he brought all the factions in. Now there's nothing like this person come, this do first camp. No, everybody came on board to drive the campaign, and it worked. So it is now up to Dr. Baumia. Look, he first must, like I said, forgive himself and forgive every other person who might have offended him. Kwesi Kwarteng is a fantastic communicator. He did a great job for Kennedy Japan. Bring him on board. Every guy, every other person who spoke for all the other candidates, they are all fantastic. Bring them on board to drive your campaign. It will surprise you the outcome. But if you decide to just
but I think no, but the point is that I think one person that Baumia should be able to put a stamp on him is Miracle Abuaji. I don't like his utterances. Honestly speaking, if they are able to tame that young man, it will work for them. Turn him up. Because you can't say that being second in a primaries guarantees you a vice presidential slot. For me, it doesn't. Why should you make those statements? This is not a time to muddy the waters. This is the time to preach unity. This is the time to see how do we make the party work, the base work, and stop this petty. I see it to be petty. You see, there are some young people who didn't understand the nitty-gritties of the politics they find themselves in. So they think that if you bisect your mouth at any angle, you can say anything and go scot-free. No, it doesn't. You can be brilliant. But when it comes to communication, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. It's an act. It's a different ball game. So stop that thing you are doing. It's not going to help the cause of Baumia because you don't try to run down others because you think they've offended you along the way. This is not a time to do that offensive. This is a time to heal wounds. This is a time to let go. This is a time to chat a different line and say, okay, this is where we are going. We all come together, put our heads together, brainstorm and said, you do this, So look at your strengths. If your strength is not about communication, if your strength is about talking about other things,
he's been communicating poorly.
Take other seats. You know, take other seats. The buga. Look, Ghana, we pass the buga.
You know, he faces
No.
people are happy when it comes to their
You see, the point is this. You can do that if you have your opponent.
Yeah.
But not with internal. Within you don't do it.
Within communication
It's a different thing.
And that is what brings all the acrimony.
Acrimonies. Yeah. So you don't start throwing this chaff in there. You get people angry, and when you get people angry, they will come after your leader, and that will be to the detriment of the party. They will come after your leader. So the earlier they put a stamp on him, the better it will be. If he can't speak, Massa, go sit back now and allow the cool heads to roll. That's the best thing. Yeah, I mean, they should call him off. They should stop. They should stop.
Bring those guys to speak for the party.
Papa Grave too sometimes.
You know, sometimes
he is. Yes. He is. But sometimes
they all go ballistic sometimes. But you see, you should know in between the lines when to move.
When to say what.
And not at this time. Yeah. For me, not at this time. When I heard those, I was listening, I said,
where is this coming from?
At this time.
Yeah.
At this time. Less than 24 hours. What's wrong with you? Well, let's do the business and financial times. Okay. It said banks to fund 60% of government keepers in 2026. Government signed 12.83 million AFDB grant agreement. That is for the big push. Treasury yields deep and nuggets banks back towards lending. Rates of credit up in Q4. Economic loses 54.1 billion in illicit financial flows. That's a lot of money being thrown the drain. Stories is on a business and financial time.
Okay.
Have we done the daily statement?
No, I have the statement.
Okay, so let's go.
So, Krobia Asante, NPP continues to lead Ghana's democratic example. That is according to Krobia Asante. Dr. Siao Ejapon inducted into Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International. The big story, Bawumia says stage for 2028 appeals for NPP unity and discipline. Okay, let me add this one. Minority pledges support for Bawumia ahead of 2028. I heard the minority leader making a strong case for why, not explicitly stated, but implied that the votes that Kennedy had from his constituency spans from the relationship, that both of them have. I mean, he talked about loyalty and all of that. I mean, it's good to be loyal to people who have helped you and to friends. But then he promises support for Bawumia ahead of 2028. These are the stories on the Daily Statesman newspaper.
Okay, let's do the Ghana politics. It says...
I like the word Ghana politics.
It says, Ibrahim Mohammed's mining journey highlighted at University of Mines and Technology. President Mahama to co-chair Ghana-Zambia Business Dialogue during state visit, and NDC congratulates NPP on violence-free presidential primaries. Yeah. Vice President sees off President Mahama for key international engagements in Dubai and Zambia. And the big story here says President Mahama begins official trip to Dubai for 2026 Global Governance Summit. This is the Ghana politics. It looks like the Ghana politics has stories about the president only.
Yeah, so let's do the campaign.
Yeah.
The campaigner has the stories, and it's a unity, not slogans, will return MPP to power. Minority with a picture of the Sahini, a finger marking. Don't fake the voice of God. Methodist bishop warns pastors. The campaigner also has this story. It's a BCM Bruhaha, Angela, let's set record straight. With a cool face, innocent face picture on the newspaper. Then Bawumia rallies NPP with a flag up after dominant primaries victory. El Bernard goes on prophetic leave after failed Ken Ejapon prophecy. Story on the campaign.
Prophetic leave.
I have the meridian. The meridian from skepticism to fulfillment. Prophet Eric Boahin Uche's prophecy on Bawumia comes to pass. Ofane, your prophecy is not your prophecy that came to pass, because all of us think Bawumia will win. It's not prophecy. Yeah.
You should stop upsetting Bernardo about this. My prophecy.
Bawumia triumphs, secures NPP flag bearership with decisive victory. That is the big story on the Meridian newspaper. these are the two stories that this newspaper carried.
Okay, let's do the custodian. It says, Bawumia is the chosen one. He calls for unity and discipline in NPP. NPP delegates not intimidated in a photo, and this is coming from Sahel, minority leader. Prophet Uche's Bawumia prophecy confirmed. Bernard says it is not your prophecy. It's not your prophecy. Bawumia is well prepared to lead Ghana, Akufo-Addo declares.
Daily banner. Prophet Uche's precise 56%. Bawumia prophecy comes alive. Bawumia wins big, sweeps primaries, eyes presidency in 2028. Now Toshi comments delegates, party officials, and then the Food Gospel Businessmen Fellowship story is also there.
But not Toshi was from whose camp?
Ken, yeah. AH chapter inaugurated. We have inducted Dr. Sian Sapon into their midst. So that's a daily banner.
I have the publisher.
Have we done the graphic business?
No.
Okay.
Yes, we've done the graphic business.
Okay.
Yes, we started with that. But we are yet to do graphics first. So the publisher says tension builds in NDC. So a picture of the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, Fifi Fiabi-Kote here. What God told me about NPP elections failed. Prophet L. Bernard apologizes. Bawumia's big win proves NPP's trust in his vision. That is according to the minority leader. The big story here is also about Bawumia's win. And it has a picture of His Excellency, former Vice President, new NPP flag bearer for the 2028 election, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Okay. The Ghanaian Times hasn't been done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. President Mahama launches Share Park Resource Hub in is it University of Winneba for value addition. Did you see I should speak massage?
Yes, so that thing I forgot the money for some.
Okay. It's true, it's true. We need that. And the honorary doctorate degree on Ibrahim Mahama is there. Nana Oye donates to Jawulu Special School on 60th birthday. The woman looks fine.
Yeah.
Very fine.
I thought it was somewhere 50.
Yeah. 60 years looking 60. This cute.
Only Charlotte say.
I don't know what they eat.
I think 56 or
They eat food.
And she's looking
what food? We know food, but what food?
They control their diets.
60 looking this fine.
Yeah.
She's blessed. Yeah.
Almost 60.
But looking 40. 60s are looking 50 and 50s are looking 40. Tell us, show us the way.
They love nature. Charlotte was always, gardening, flowering and stuff. So I think it is something we should consider. We should love nature. Accra, we should go to the
fast food, no.
Fast food, no.
Blending natural stuff. Thank you. Okay, so the big story here says, towards election 2028, NPP retains Bawumia. He calls for party unity, rebuilding, restoring discipline. Other aspirants accept results, pledges support.
Nice one.
That is good for the NPP. These are the stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times.
Now we do the daily, the Daily Democrat. Okay. With a big picture of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And it's a Bawumia leads NPP to 2028 defeat.
No, I didn't get that.
Oh, Charlie, this is not too good.
The Democrats?
Of course, the Democrat is
well,
shout.
Obobia Dakun Lee Specialist Care Extension.
Oh.
Gold Board 1 on licensed jewelry operators begins inspection. President Mahama to undertake state visit to Zambia. AH chapter has the story of Dr. Sian. Resec Hills development at New Major lands over the heightened security concerns. Those are the story on the Daily Democrats.
I don't think we've done the source.
No, we've not done the source.
NPP confirms Directorate applause Bawumia. Sorry, NPP comes direct to it. Applause Bawumia. Right, sorry for that. ECOWAS court permits Tokonu to amend application. Comes with a picture of the former CJ, Justice Tokonu. And the big one, Bawumia prevails in historic NPP race. That one is on page 3. El Bernard rents his clothes, covers himself with sackcloth.
No, we shouldn't do this. I mean,
NPP Legal Affairs Directorate congratulates Bawumia. These are the stories on the front page of the Source newspaper.
okay. I think that's it.
So have you done the Supreme newspaper? You had Supreme newspaper, right? Where it said Bawumia emerges victorious. Kojo Nkrumah a strong contender as the next NPP minority leader. I think we spoke about this over the weekend when we look at it. Elect leaders who will serve the party's interests. Akufo-Addo. A mega trademark war lands in High Court. Rich medical director calls for support. Our responsibility is to rebuild trust. Brian Champon after primaries. There is a prophet Uche's story also there.
I think it would be suicidal to change the minority leader at this time.
At this time, no.
It would be that because he supported Kennedy, that is why he's being changed. For the sake of party unity and cohesion, please, that would be a wrong move. At this time, it was done before.
No, they said it should be the next person in the future, not today.
Well,
Okay.
In the future.
but if anything is done now, it will be suicidal.
Well, I don't think they'll charge that cost. You have the New Crusading Guide.
New Crusading Guide.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
And Prophet Uche is here again.
Marketing, anything, marketing.
Charlie. ECOWAS court dismisses Ghana's objection to Tokonu's suit. And AH chapter of the Full Gospel inaugurates Dr. Siam. In 2028, we will let Ghanaians know our policies are driving Ghana's economic recovery. This is coming from the former president.
The man who didn't vote.
The man who didn't vote. It's coming from the former. He says their policies are driving Ghana's economic recovery. 2028 Ghanaians will know. Bawumia wins NPP primaries with 56.48%, opens 33-point lead over closest rival. And we know who the closest rival is. That's it with the new
we've done the daily gist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we've done the daily gist, then let's move straight. We've done the daily guide too.
Yep.
All right, so we go to the graphic sports. The graphic sports is Partey's career in limbo with a question mark that he got injured their game and he has to be substituted. And one of the refreshing story has to do with Samino, who turns pro and asks deal fuel big ambition. I mean, he's one of the fastest 100 meters run-up in the NCAA, the American College Athletic Association, one of the fastest. And now he's turned pro for this year and he's been signed on by a new company. Essex takes over him. Nationality switch. Akuno ready to convince Sands. Ishka. I think in Germany and they try Germany out. But I don't know if you switch what? If I can't play World Cup, no so. Yeah, so those are the stories on the graphic sports. Join us at 2 p.m. today. We'll bring you more of the stories on the Sports Focus. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we go to Befi Chrome. And then right after Befi Chrome, we'll be jumping the embargo and join Otin Amwakun on literacy, financial literacy for Ghana, how to break the poverty cycle. It's coming to help us. So stay with us. We'll be back right back after the break.
womba fe here nyelo akpekutu ni di leaders conference ni safia wo feko ni safia ka obajebi eye gbeye ke na pe ni minke boake odase ni jeko ye mi ke ni kasemo ni yo mi afine efe no jani oba won foni ne won chabo efe ni oyo eko ni oya so moye won ba kutu pe ke here nyelo ape ona ke eko lo safo no yo mi o sofo jibo here nyelo jibo won ba kase ni yo wan be ba gbele wodwemo ke woni namomi na afine minke boake e ba fe gbeye ye bi ene afine e ba fe manya tomoso manya de ba fe dundun tamoduma se bomode no ba na kanyongo blemanyo etu eni lolo oko dase baya ye Yesu gba mi amen.
Yes, he has given me a testimony. Yes, he has given me a testimony.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
All right, so welcome back from that quick break. We're going straight on the line and speak to he's a tax expert and also financial consultant, and he joins us this morning to have a conversation, a tete-a-tete, as to financial literacy. We're still on the literacy range, trying to find ourselves what to do. Good morning, Mr. Oting Amwako.
Good morning, my dear brother.
How are you doing?
By the grace, I'm doing well. You and your listeners and your panel members too.
We're all doing fantastic well. And we are grateful for joining us again to have this conversation that has to do with financial literacy in Ghana. And today we are looking at how do we break the cycle of poverty.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
For the opportunity once again this morning to continue the discussion on financial literacy. It is a very good thing that we have to look at. You can't discuss financial literacy without looking through how to break the cycle of poverty. In Ghana, as a state, records indicate that we have about 30 degrees who falls within the poverty line. And then in terms of financial poverty aspect, not more than 20%.
Yeah.
And most of the people in our rural areas, especially in the northern part of Ghana, they all were below the poverty line. Because the World Bank report says that people earning daily average of 2.1 actually referring to the poverty line. And Ghana as a country is not exempted from these poverty situations. However, there are two aspects of this topic I want us to critically look at it. The first is what the individual is supposed to know and to do. The other is what the government of the day, the policies that also come to play. However, I will focus more on what the individual has to do, more than what the government is expected to do.
Yeah.
Because our destiny lies in our own hands.
Very important.
And two people living in the same country, one of them from the poverty line, but the other will remain in the poverty line. Your government decisions will virtually affect all. Remember, the individual decisions that will affect individual and that will have impact on the individual's lives and activities. So like I said, there are two main actors to ensure success in breaking the cycle of poverty. That is the individual efforts and then the governmental factors.
Okay. Now, so how can...
For the past weeks, we've been focusing much on key issues for consideration.
Okay.
We've also discussed more on the challenges.
The challenges.
And yes, we've discussed it. Challenges of financial literacy. And this time around, I'll focus more on what we are supposed to do. What actions are we supposed to take as individuals that will help us move out or break the cycle of poverty?
All right.
So the first I want to talk about is time management.
Time management.
Prudent time management. Financial literacy, financial liberation platform, prudent time management individuals. That is why we know the time is money. If we will be well, it is based on how we are managing from time. So as individuals, we need to know how we are supposed to manage our time. And therefore, we need to be strategic in our time management.
Okay.
I'm saying time management on a lot of issues, on a lot of factors. That is why I'm talking about time management. When you go overseas, in this UK, US, and others, we see that most of them are very successful. But one of the things that have made them successful is their prudent time management. Let's say, for instance, somebody has a shop in a delta. Most of the shops, they open around 7:30. But customers sometimes troop in around 6:30. So a customer who is able to manage his or her time well and open his shop at 6:30 will take advantage of the time that the others are coming and will make much earnings before the others come for them to start. So what time do we go to start the work? What time are we available there? So sometimes we are not able to plan the time to meet the right season, or we are not able to plan our time to take advantage of opportunities that are there. So one issue that we need to look at if we want to move out of the poverty line is to prudently manage our time.
Okay.
The work that most people do in Ghana. Let's take it at the government sector. How many hours do they spend? Mostly 8 hours in a day.
Hello? Hello, Foster? Hello, Foster? I think we're losing Foster on this point. He's talking about time management, very crucial aspect of getting out of poverty. It's like the heartbeat of productivity. Well, time management is a very key
You know,
thing.
on Friday, I was telling Auntie Joyce that
Yeah.
there's a particular shop that opened by 6, later like 6:10. The shop is open. And it's not just open, they've lined up, they sell clothes
Okay.
ready to wear. By 6:10, they have lined up their outfits.
Yeah, where's for people?
And so let's say you have a wardrobe malfunction in the morning and you need something to wear. You can go to that shop, you get something to
You get something because they come
wear.
very
And there's
early.
another ready to wear shop
Okay.
that even by 7:20, 7:30, they are still not open.
Wow.
Yes. On the same lane.
On the same lane.
So what he's saying is so true.
Yeah, because time management is the heartbeat when it comes to productivity.
Yeah.
And it's very important that we take it. In Ghana, if a fast-paced environment, prioritizing taxes and also setting goals and minimizing distraction can make a huge difference in achieving personal and professional goals. And it's a key thing for us to look at it with our timing, especially when it comes to being productive and being professional and being intentional with what you do. Make time very important part of your conversation because
can we go on?
yes, we can go on. Thank you once again. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Yes. So the first point I want to discuss, we're discussing is time management.
It's time management. Yeah.
Yes. And I made a statement that most of the Europeans, we see that they are being successful, all because they are able to manage their time properly. And they take advantage of the time and the seasons. And I will set an example. You see somebody having a work at a place. They all open shop around 8:30. But the one who is able to manage and open his shop around 6:30 will take advantage of customers who troop in early. And that time the person is able to manage his or her time very well than the others. And I made another statement that what work are mostly done in Ghana? Look at it. How many hours do we work with? For instance, a government worker who is a government worker who is a teacher who works with other public service, other sectors, starts work at 8 a.m. and close at 5. So between the hours of 5 and the next day, what financial decision or what activities are undertaken so that you can increase your financial strength? This all goes to how we manage our funds. I know of a teacher who closes from school and owns this pragia.
Okay.
So after work, you go and use his pragia. In fact, at the end of the month, the money he had from the usage of the pragia after work exceeded his salary. For just 4 months, he was able to buy 3 of it in addition to the one he is having. Somebody too will decide to go and play games, dummy, ludo, and all those things. Others will be relaxing in the house. So, Ghana here, if you want to break some of these things, we don't do one way.
Okay.
Because many people have ample time that they could think of doing something different that will earn profit. Council knows that he is a labourer and earns a little. But in this area, he decided to use 400 cedis, go and buy fruits, and hire somebody to sell the fruits. And at the end of the week, he earns profit on the fruits that he had hired somebody to be selling at a specific joint. So the issue is, what are we doing with our excess time? Determine whether we'll be poor or we'll move out of the poverty line.
Now, let me ask this question. You're talking about time management, which is a very key and a crucial and a heartbeat when it comes to productivity. But how do we make our youth, how do we get this mindset shift to overcome poverty? How do we get this, what do we do to make this thinking, the way we think, this mindset shift, it can help us to overcome poverty?
I think we discussed much about this. The World Bank, the Bank of Ghana project on the youth on financial literacy is there. We discussed last week about what the other work agents, the unions are supposed to also do, where they will inculcate this kind of financial education in their programs. I'm sure some of these things, if you have seen it in NAGRA, their activity outlines, it will also have impact.
Okay.
The government has the youth ministry headed by Honorable Opare. So these are as part of their youth model training programs. Like we have the youth in agriculture, youth in health, youth in education. I think it is time they must inculcate this kind of training in training the young one, not only to be focusing on the specific role that they are engaged them into it. For instance, those who are engaged in health, they will focus more on health issues. But developing these entrepreneurial skills in them will also elevate them and will also make them think ahead and will become strategic in their plans. So I believe it's a call, as you have done, having me for us to be discussing this. We expect the various agencies, be it government and non-government groups, associations, to also have these kind of discussions in their various forums. So I believe the youth in Ghana, they are supposed to be addressed with the current trend so that they will adjust themselves to meet the challenges ahead, so that they will be able to plan their life well and take advantages of the system. So it's a call that everybody on deck, be it government, non-government, and you, the third eye, that the media that we deem as the third eye of this state, also like you are doing it, other media stations, we also inculcate some of these programs as a means for us to educate the general public on financial literacy education.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Oh, yes.
Since you are a tax practitioner and also a financial consultant, I want to find out from you, what is the biggest obstacle you have faced in achieving a financial stability, and also how did you overcome it?
Yes. But in Ghana, yes, despite the fact that I'm a tax practitioner and financial consultant, I'm also into business.
Okay.
That is why I said we don't do one work in Ghana. Some of the challenges is how to get finances to support the start of a big business or a business you wish to achieve. I tell you, I went to a financial institution for a loan facility, and the interest rate was 34%, I was told. So you ask yourself that in Ghana here, what kind of business will I do so that in a year I'll earn a profit? So that if I use 34% of the profit to pay, I'll still have something there. So these are the challenges. So I have to weigh and analyze and do what we call investment appraisal. And that is where I break it simply to make it. You make the right decision. You assess whether if I injecting money into this kind of business, whether I'll get the returns I wanted. I saw that in the short run, I may not get what I needed. But in the long run, I may be able to reach what I want to reach. So I took some of these facilities, but in a lower amount, so that I look for other options to order, so that I'll be able to achieve the target I wanted to achieve. We will do that within a short time. I'll not make earnings, but in the long run, I'll have an impact on it. So getting finances to start business with in Ghana is very difficult. Looking at the loan requirements that are attached to most of the loans that are given in Ghana. You have to have a collateral security if it's a house, you have to ensure that the house is insured and then lost. This is one of the things that is affecting many people, and they are not able to go in for loans to achieve the financial transaction they want to undertake. So it's a big challenge. That's why if you don't arm yourself with a lot of skills in financial literacy, and you intend to enter into some of these ventures without having more skills, you end up piling up debts for yourself, which become difficult to settle.
You pile up debt which become more difficult for you to settle. Before I go to my next set of questions, let me ask, Diane, you have some questions for Foster?
Oh, he has touched on the personal one, and I think it's very relatable. It's not a question, but it looks like our situation here in Ghana does not really give you opportunities to be financially independent. And so you have to look for other means, like having multiple sources of income.
Streams of income.
Yeah. And I think he has touched on that.
Bernard, you have something for Foster today?
Yes. I don't know if you touched on it and if you could repeat. So for people like us who are doing the 8-to-5 corporate, jobs, what are some of the side gigs you think we can consider? Like you said, it's not ideal to depend on one stream of income if you want to be financially independent. So for corporate workers or people doing 8-to-5, what are some of the side gigs that you think they can consider to increase their earnings?
The last part of it again.
Yes, so I was asking what you think people doing 8-to-5 jobs can consider as extra sources of income.
People doing
8-to-5, people doing corporate jobs, from 8-to-5. What do you think? What extra or what side jobs or what other things do you think they can do to increase their earnings, to make them financially independent?
Okay, that's good. Something like plumbing work. Plumbing. In India, people are building. So after that 8-to-5, what do you do? What people are supposed to do is to come and look at new opportunities around. So opportunities will be based on your location. That will help you know the new opportunities around. So what they are supposed to do is that when they find themselves, they should look at new opportunities around. That's why I gave an example of a teacher who works at a town. A friend teacher whom I know was teaching in Ukraine, in the Bono East region. So what he did was that he bought this trailer, and afterwards he goes around using it and was earning. So the opportunities differ from area to area, and therefore when you stay, you have to look at these things. You can only stay in an area, new area, you will find out that you don't even have a provision shop close to your end. So you can decide to think of having this provision shop open. In the morning, you can open it shortly. You go to work, after work, you can open and close around 9-10 p.m. Have you thought of how much people in the carpentry industry, the artisan industry, they earn? I'm aware of an electrician who also works for government, but after work, what he earns in his electrical contract that he does on the weekends and his off period are 2-3 times bigger than his actual salary that he earns from the government. So the focus here is not specifically to mention a specific thing, but wherever you find yourself, look at the new opportunities. Think and analyze the environment. Think through the environment and look at what thing can I take advantage of. And besides that too, there are other ways that you can think of it, that you can use your weekends to also do them. I know of a teacher who uses a weekend to learn fashion design. And now the person owns one of the biggest fashion design and does well and earns more from that side. As I said, some are into driving, some are bought cars and they are using it, some are into plumbing, some are into carpentry, some are into auto mechanic. So this is where we need to go. Some are into other business of selling and buying. But I know somebody who goes around to take selection from this false material. Who does on this of a one-time status? If somebody wants it, we go and take it from the shop, sell it to the people, and earn his profit. So the important thing is here, look for new opportunities and take advantage of the opportunities around. Thank you.
Well, look into your areas where you think there are needs and make sure that you find something doing to get those needs sorted out. But just before you give us a summary in Akan language, before you take leave of us, how does the financial literacy impact poverty levels in Ghana?
Yes, financial literacy.
How does it impact
impact on poverty levels in Ghana?
Yeah.
Financial literacy can directly be linked to poverty levels. Studies show that people who are mostly in the poverty line or who lack the ability to break the poverty line, and the majority of them are people who find themselves in financial illiteracy. So, understanding financial literacy, it is 5 tests. It is about 50% of crossing the poverty line. So, if you want to be financially liberated, you need to understand financial literacy. As I said, financial literacy is the engine that converts the fuel for us to achieve our targeted goal. If money, if assets are fuel, they need an engine, which is a financial literacy, to turn that fuel for the car to move. Enough fuel without engine is waste. It won't give you the results. If you have enough fuel and you have good engine, you are sure that your engine will move your car. So what we are saying is that there is a great link between financial literacy and poverty. People who have more knowledge of financial literacy are people who move out of the poverty line because of the understanding of the financial policies to take advantage of it.
All right, so
but before I move out to talk about it, maybe I want to draw attention to what going forward we need to
do.
There must be daily evaluation of daily activities.
Okay.
With special focus on wealth creation. What did I do today? What money did I spend today? Was the spending valuable? What impact is the daily spending for me? Did I make good use of the day? without achieve any aim, we focus on wealth creation. These are questions I want us all to ask ourselves and to assess and evaluate whether we were successful in terms of our financial liberation so far as our daily activities, our weekly activities, our monthly activities are done. Thank you.
That's quite interesting. That's quite elaborate questions we need to ask ourselves going forward. I would love you to give me a summary in Akan language, and then we can wrap up. I was asking that if you could give me the summary in the tree like we always do it for my folks out there to also understand what we're talking about in Akan, then we can move on from that.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. May I say, an operator, woman, Queen, said, Nene, and Yanon, Ben Casafa, Sikasem. And then, my share, no teach to me now, it's a quite better. Ever first idea will free, ya, you ever see a free, a neither so ya see your home, or you think I tell me at the general. Now, you can't even use it as on my anything before you want my Ghana. If I say a dear movie here, you were never use it to say a song. In the time, dear Name, I'll catch up and believe me. Let me give you a feed here. The answer, you toss me, I buy now what is on the sister your bank, and it makes me a boy me. I'm not giving you a feed here. Now, the cassette, Mamma Jimmy S.C. Uncle Credit so, Cassia, I buy the so. But it's Uncle Credit here, Bitino. And never Guama, the one for me, I think. I buy the deal. If you said, I buy the thing, I say, yes, and you welcome. They will say, you know, and so, yeah, I never sure, sir. I bet you who is sick at them. Now, yeah, I think a clean and bravo. I never use and I show. Now, that generally will yes, at me, said Uncle Cremmy, and I never got back. I will more every door. Now, there is what you mean saying, yes, because I really in our papa yet. Yeah, you have a soa, you have a sick at them, and I want to your access, letting me up wire, I'm a sick original. Now, change you, then I'll choose in your car. Near my woodra, a Juma woodra, as a thing, not yet you free, you can't ever, I do my cool to say you know, I would walk, the cool woodra, and share some of the good and to tear some of the Mukuma, not Mukuma, it's Kiska, now or more Etika, me, a day, a Gina, a now, and then not yet, yes, I can go Regina. Why are you the first one? You be a free young. Now, you will get that to say, oh my Ghana, you can't be part of your do my and here you teach me or more sing in Kuanasano, the music at Sereno, or phone. And you quite better, and I'm more better you be too. Now, you see that some me, Gina, essentially, you be kind, and I'm more to say you too, and I'm more to say you too. I will acquire with the bread a year to my home. Photographer, who did hand management. Why then I will do bread a year to my. Your court would cheer, you're so good, say now, Omudu play here to my papa. Now, we will see a lady be green at the end of the so financial employee, Tika Granny. And it's also to Tika Granny, yeah. And you found Granny and Juma. So, better not for you and Juma. Now, me not in fact will be said. Meaning, teacher media, open school. And I go there, I want to talk Tadia. And I Tadia, all the year Juma. And your poor on the Tadia, not the Juma. Now, also say, you know, that the other audience you extra time no and weekend we come on no si car was you know so say was you dey tia o trust sa e you go talk that ya for the car home and to you and you be na si ka say you go so papa and now say o dey brain you know you obi ti so o ye ti mo power okotrawa ya se dami ase no okoto dami eju ko yewi na obi so ne bre o di ye ntuma ji sika oni ni ntimi ye feda ebi so ko so ye ku fi ye mu dia anye ko ya wo faso do bre ye ntuma ni se ni na so bre ye ntuma ye na obi bi sa se ye ko ye ntuma ye ko ade le se ye na ye and I very you say you yeah that one. Now me just say new opportunity but you want to know area no then now see say which nye na amo sika teme be ejina usika na wona me be chire juma e say no here no nya so paso e me chire ti tro sika na share juma o be tinyaye obi wa ti area bi store bi no top provision o tinye bi provision store about the time ogo ejuma ba the time no kono no du akoda so die no obi kra ni obi a ejo ere ni sika wonya no emu 1000 cities bosome every year so papa as we dey work no on se obe kwan ho ejo ti no konto anka kwantu no na sefo e na oni si wa o ton e be oni wo no ba fo bi a ni tan ton the same man so many sika e ya kan sika ho e di me be se me kire ni se be dia wo ke no ejuma na wo ye no e be na wo ti ya ye dia kan ho ama ayiye ni bi mo bi so oni sika tawo ejuma na wo ye no o ko bi mo ni pan top fruits material ye tutu and store yi o ko no o ka che mo bi sa ni bo so ke ni be se bi to ni mo so wa ni and to the one man for Saturday at 200. No, so they are 20 cars now 230, 240. And to because of papa. No, so which means you tell me that after their friend. Or then come for their friend, over 29 and password be a 30 cities, 40 cities. All the ones can know. And to very sad, everybody know. Then you see a certain and you make a say, Shakoya, what do you get a how are you coming now because of the everybody planning here to when you see and I have bread. And you got idea, so many money, look at all you do about one. You better go on here once you be at your head, and no one, I mean, we could you call 2-3 days. No, if you on your shame, you need not be out. What could you work? I will be a shop, or put to my or shop, or work at that, or you to my be discount. And you come, you are not him. Never want to walk, never feed him. I am no I will kill the better, we feed him one as we feed him. And you shall bring you, papa, not open now, 5 years to my a damn transfer, every bread, we see custom. But you go a Juman with the Juman private way. A real deal or check. And something we deal very far. And the center around so cousin or chino. Among them, the top dear. The three nights of time or to many do that. You bet me, sir, the best one I believe. You can have a partner, every better, or more of the partner going advantage, me natural. Now, we church one. It be something we say. The person will translate. There will be someone said, and that could be an share because the near man here is down. So, that woman is sick at them, Edina. And you be something, and then I'm here. And then I'm calling you because, and then I'm here. Sikana, we use you as the idea. Now, you need to get the for so be dreaming. I'm the one in time and that's what we seek at you. Now, coming the video and the book here. nti botaya me pese minya no that can be the people we need to be it doesn't be so na yes ya ebe buamo sikasem etini ejina beda wase anopai
Young Yada Foster Otain Amwako, tax practitioner and financial consultant. Yada say your 2 years afro when you have come on and phone so and that was it. Yenso me ni team so Yada say. Yameboa a juada as a neighbor San Frobio.
So, Mr. Wase, or fire out the man say, the next Ghana for you, come on, and for Isikasem, Madame Papa.
Yes, we are. So on this note, we're going to Befi Chrome to bring you Edu Heba to talk to us about their products. Stay with us.
Tony. Dr. Adu Muhammad say me nka kire SM fast say nyame nhyira wo bia. Nyame nye obi bia kese. Na sade enne me ba me dofo oka no abusua. Ya dia bronya tumi ansa Dr. Adu baya wa besa. Dr. Dwe yenye udeni adek yese nkwa sombo onkwa som yebo ani te busa SMBTS every Edu Heba Hospital anna eradnom Dr. Adu so ede bebo ade say yede sanya de a ewo sisie ni ntin ani nompemu ye nkoto dwemu ni atutu ase amafia ye damma wapomuden asipia sita na ye wia ye di bonus na atua to eno ne yesi ye di busu ye sister no to atese watenga no ewu kojo otro nyane no brim no asori gina wo enenti esan say enem betena ase ye di SM business na di mewuram because me do get na no tanya nyame aka SM ya busan fa me TV so bi won wan kom wodi ni get na no do so aka me the box empty box and everything TV so ben me da tweri ampo ase se wa mo akoma tom yi se me ntwa na mkasa wi amo age ne boko enenti abusan ya say ya do bajo atrema adanside na nkasa na nam eno ntina meduru ya na SM no obi apesa onje emfiri minsem na bottom ne ba kwampo driver no ko je nam se na no Thursday me ba obi je ene dem mo bi anje ana me de aba ene nti me do foot say papa no osore o taso no kan o se wato graphic am obi kenkan no mata no de gan kan ni nyina ma me ne mo kan ne brofum etimita na batwi translation so I say SMBTS eyedre de abasa yede ba ama aware de amefie ayede ama enkoda ni age ekunu mu ani age ama yire no so ani age enne na atemi nchemwi ame ma na SMBTS ba kufu 1 onfe nkofie na mewi ade etachire nyakata na betachire de ama no boko enya ni nyina ha kwa ho ene nti sa wato graphic am obi kenkan na ye ho mita odi kan ye no wo ye bema entrance ma bema mu na wona no abomatwo man na wona mo a sister bra wati mu sa de ni nkoyi apomude ni ho sa woni oba no konhye mu a wuti mu se dodo aka to be ko wantimi anko minute ade to so no kekekeke no wantimi SMBTS ye edru asa wono mu asa wo de no wo ko on say normal we na kata ko mo pa san na ete pa boko na SMBTS be mo akọ pa so ati e class for yourself our classroom no anama wi a na for ba na ka say wo be mem obana ma fans enya de obewie no ka cho say de we ye ni da bi ebusia so wie na obana ka say de ye tumi ye ni na kire say problem wo ho yade wo ho bibi wo ni padua ni mu a enko yie bibi wo usisi mu no ma enko yie o mema ye ne ensipi ensita na Dr. Adu so say ensesa wotena se emma oba ejojo wo sa na ensesa wotena se ema be ma so obejojo oba so atiase emechi oba branet samento na nyojo mi na ensori nko okwa me fashion me fubia ma na beto aso eno na chese wadwuma no wa anya nwi eni ti Dr. Adu say SMBTS oba nom be ma nom me pa chow unya 18 years ya enom wo your ba wa fafura enom wo breastfeeding so a enom why CS ya freyen number no screen ni so na tre mansa wanya ansana ebe mo anoma ya ma wanom oba se obu nsa na emeye menamai se but so me so na me bu me nsa na se me amante se bibi ne na mo menti because menti pen bia eno na cha se wo yoba enya de boso me ne so a abusua na obi de wada ne calendar o twa se obetie ma ofie buo yansa na wakọ ne boss o se boso me asutua meka because the da wo be ye ne fie wo ne brono ne so no obi abehu say yes oboso me aso na ye ya so ene boso me na so nya te se wo tim nya te se wo ntimi ankwa dwuma o wo ye so da dem oh yare oh ene na boso me aso oni calendar o do wada ne calendar madam emo bi fa na ne calendar wane dem buoi aden e bra SMB te so se beboa wo ama watimi abu nsaboko ama black cloth ni nyina anane abese akọ kama wonti etiam obi a mpota wabu nsa so we oba na abu sana bi aba kama wankasa na ma feel comfortable wotum se wankasa no ohun yo de because se free ya ho bese kwa a wona wotu so wo yefu mu ayodin ohun ni pedua ni mu ayodin because se eye ba na ebetom a e ma o sign no se ba na ebetom e ba betom ko fra abusu nya easy wo so na ma abofron woni ama ase so tinta so rough not me say bo na ama eno wa hu say why ready say wo be wo etiano ma science na sa wo de na nya ba na ebetom bosome mienu bosome miensa o mesesen emma e wo branso a wonyem a ebusua pe SMB test na no wo be se ni na ba besane abese akọ ama nwato afenso no say wonya o menses from day 1 about 7 days afa e to asokono na so tiba 6 days e so tiba 5 days 4 days I was almost out say the akana emba no e wo hefa akawo ya se wo enti I was on SMB test na enani moja SMB test na ni moja ebe na ne de akawo na aya clotting na abobo ntonto a na ebe da ne fibroid ana se ebe ye bibi aya sisi akawo wa wudi enim no ebe na ne na afi ho ama na bese akọ na wo ho atọ afi wo na mo say yes Odo say so boka say yes me oba efiri ono your oba na bese ofa nyinsan ya SMB tata ni moja no ama de sisi a wode na no akwan ni nyina bese ko wi a obi won say afei pa na dem na wa fa afro wa wode na to me na hwe say de me hadwin odo ba to kan won so ba na be hadwin ofie e na no ma bi so de ba to be ne ba ne ye nti asase say din no agwa de to di we 2 months that's as I said Ebusia o wa fa about me to atase SMB test nti e kasa na eni age because ye de ensese ebo ebi say ye adwuma kese adansi dia eba SMB test ho doso ene nti na me kan farm on say to be ma o yire to be ma okun na entu yade ase because mo no a ye adwuma fintin butrim na ne na mo honam onam ye de odo adwuma timi say wotimi di adwuma e wo abonten ko office timi ye adwuma kama osisi nim etimi ye kama e clear pent ne bibia wo osisi nim enu nkoto dwenim nyina firi wo wotin adwuma yi ama ho ato na akodem so a eno ya friend side effect friend side benefit because no maduro ni wi ado benya na ekire no eno kwampo na dogs no bonus no na ya na ede obi koto adua na wa anto so a what aduane na tua ka bi no pento so wa anto ne so a say da bi aduane ne menye ento so ka tuwa bi no eno na e ka no bonus no so atiase to no SMB test ya bonus na be de na ekire no ede so betimi ahama afa odem o so na bra kwa so je no yes so arase o ma fans say yes wo be mamu na edre abusonya to agu o man ga na mu ha ba bia pharmacy shop bia benya bi herbal shop bia benya bi chemical shop bia benya bi koto SMB test na o kwa so pe social movement o pe spiritual movement o pe social media open the trendy adronia strong man me pacho shatter movement adronia na American wasem no simeso na American wasem no sincere met na American wasem no senior minister na American wasem no adra won man no akasa man ho fans wona mo timi say yes what charge na anam no empty number no that screen so no da fa me say me see try me photo and na no papa bi share mo so try me photo am on phone no so ayema na the battery delete be aya number no time teacher photo abusia number nerika na 0558 379545 0558 379545 eno ye the filler according to Dr. Edu. Second number is 0201 044221 0201 044221. Last number is 0243 989368 0243 989368. Number 3 na me dofo fra eba Edu Heba Hospital. Na ye no edi nkomo kan how chain wa bada bridge wukojo to me pacho frɛyɛn nyɛ no nkasa na ɛduro free Edu Herbal Hospital ana ɛba ayaresa bia busuan yakwadare ɛwɔ yarehwɛ nya yaresa nyina mu yetu stroke kwase ɛma obi a ɔyare stroke ada hwakyɛ na obi a wɔn sɛ de edu no tɛ na akyi nyina yekuro yabɔ ne pampers ababa wa fɛ no ansɔre no yi pampers no no na ɛkɔ no ɛho asɛm ana meka ɛne sɛ stroke no akye nipa no ato wakyɛ no fa ne brɛn mankasim ba fikrom ɛwɔ na headquarters no ɛwɔ abusua odo mankasim station a ɔsɛ okɔ ba fikrom ɔbɛkyɛ ɔka we fro na bra obedu wɔ no ma abusua yɛbɛhwɛ wo ama ɔde hyɛ no ne ho atɔ no kama yɛ wɔt ne nso emu ɔfɛ emu ɔdɛ obɛdɛ mo sɛ yes wo da fie wo da yaresa bia nso asa wo dwodwo ho hotel ba bi because yɛayɛ no VIP was ana normal was ubewura mu nya afi na akɔ yarefo a waba yaresa bia na afi wo kogya na no akɔ salai amba atɔ yɛ hɔ yɛ nya saa wo wankasa o facility ni bibia yɛ intact o toilet and bath shem ɛne no bibia yɛ kama o change o patient ho a obi nyina wa wo hwɛ obi wɔ no ma je sɛ yɛ kofa enipa bɛ tɛm bɛ salai wɔ n'anim sɛ de bɛ yɛ change ne ho do da ne nkyɛn no onhu ne ho me pa atɔ Edu Herbal Hospital yɛ nte saa ya ma obi ane ward o so ene wo de usika ekuta won eho adwuma na ebe yama ho ane no medafo to be kafa nipa na ne ho atochema no bibi ha no fa ne brɛn wo Edu Herbal Hospital na Awurade andom ona Dr. Du so de nubra nua haban ene dua hini esa yade biada etu ase ene enya stroke kwa na esa yade biada sente hye wa na ye wa eno de me boso because na no pani bi de ne ba brɛ me na me mani ba kwa nso me yam hye me utimu se asma na wa ne ho ache but Awurade adom Edu Herbal Hospital last week utimu se ye stabilize anyway na bibia e kama Edu no anapa me sorry ya na me sempacho mo to say osanyame adom efri na no e ba ne Thursday no ma bim sa na afi me ho atom na me ho ayem de won say wo ye adwuma wie na hu emfaso hu sade na akọ na koyesa na ho aye wo de enya de wa ya wie na afi wo wia na yam hyehyɛ sade am ye be fa na ayemfa Edrebe ya na enye yi enye try and error ewo Edu Herbal Hospital ebusuafo ye ma wodro na ye de ensese eboka se dro na de ma ya de ye ewo osu yi eso adro ni na wotwe ase betu na wotwe menu ase betu na wotwe me ansa ase betu ampanso no ebedu wo no na wato asori a wokọ wuyi achia kwa ochia osimi machia na wokọ ba bi enne ntini ya de bi a etete wo emmema na mokọ dwaba mumu na nkwada ahuri agire mumu na ye tisi so ewo mumu mepa moncho Edu Herbal Hospital edro papa ho no ma oba ebeba ho ama ho ato me pa acho wo enya yaresa bia oba ye ma odo na ene kochina kobra ansa na waye o ye machine sakase egu no mabusuan oba ye de be exam e fruit trimesu nase ne on say yade na efri ya na eba e ha ene ha eje do we ne de be ma na ewia emu
Interestingly, we have some few text messages and we need to go through it. And then we go to Kwabenya this morning. Kwabenya is our first place of call. And they say, good morning. And he says, I'm Eben from Kwabenya. From all indication, the science and data show Dr. Bawumia will emerge the winner, and happy for him because defeat is at his doorstep come 2028, period. And that is coming from the man, Eben believed that data proves that Dr. Bawumia is going to win. He's happy for him, but defeat is waiting for him come 2028, period. And he sends his regard to the MC of Ga East, Nana Ampim, the Eastern Regional Women Organizer, and Chema Bibi Moro from Akwetia. Now let's go to Capito. Capito Menshia also said, we thank God. We thank God. Capito, you and your people. Is that we thank God for a successful election. At long last, the battle has ended. The elephant and the MPP has won. Let's unite and come together to win 2028 elections. Simple. Congratulations to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We are proud of you. Regards to Honorable Hawa Kumsin, the incoming National Women's Organizer. So Capito has been begging the delegates. The delegates have listened to him and they voted for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to lead the MPP come election 2028. So now it's now time for us to go to the phone lines to get interactive with you. Wherever you are watching us from, you can send your messages, 053-715-8638. You can call us. And what do you make of the elections, the primaries that was held over the weekend? Let's hear your voices. Those who send their messages have sent theirs. Your man has won because he's begged and the people have voted.
Yeah, he's asked viewers and people, Ghanaians, especially delegates of the NPP, to vote for Dr. Bawumia.
Hello, good morning. I think there's a call on the line.
Call on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
To saying. Amen. And council, we didn't be off free.
And then you go and
NPP
and now I'm telling you about incoming national government. Now I'm NPP delegate to see how the NPP has been going. I am going to see what you going here. The very internal election. Then I'm going to do a better media and just see what country has been going. I have 2028. It's not His Excellency Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. We win elections. Congratulations. Now, that's it. One more partner and come up share. I'm not partner. Never sit down for now. Chill. Come on, that's what it is. Especially, Honorable Abonye. Nasa ya year. Now want to put me my year. I'm MPP and partner to my friend. You see now, everybody. Now I'm talking everybody because I'm going to be in the year 2028. It is a 2028 year. You make a check in Mahmoud Bawumia said. One cap in the moon. So we get out of our fictional. 1 pound into the party. General Secretary and energy bomb for General Secretary. Acting chairman and energy bomb for acting chairman. That they say to be book on Poko Amatia. And so I am there. It's the MVP next, sir. Now I come with the DNA party. It's not Mahmoud Bawumia. That's the Papa. And go to the phone. Dia ba ko pe so ba ne ye beti ni dia ko mo ko redum aboso kan ni ko ko ataka ni akoto ama manfo ato na o be that o kwa be ni be fa so e da ne ma be ni na be ko dwem ho ni nyina ne enka bom If you are home now, Bawumia is the leader of the party. It's 1 year, 1 year to the leader. No more party in the thinking. Okay, already a come. Oh no, 2028 election. Over me, Lucy. Let me say 2028 election. It's around. The baby going MPP about the 2 years. It's not so young to portray them for okay now. You will have a problem and buy a boy. You put them up for national chairman. Some people the best member party no. Or cut a party for them come around. Party for them to this is the party. What do you point as well?
Yeah, that's it. Yo, Nana and Chibosiako. So what we the first caller for the morning. February 2nd, first caller. Wait. Was setting the record. 0537158638. And numbers are also between me afraid. Sanigba P. Bami, MPP, Sane Wogba, what we happy, what we Dr. Mahmoud Bami, okay, Pepe Sami, Nibi Nite, no, over the weekend. Okay, MPP, I remember Monday. Ghana, okay, Omedi Mini. They've done so well.
They've done well. I mean, people anticipated a lot.
A lot of showdown, showdown.
But, and due to what happened in 2023, people thought there's going to be a replica of that this time. But all candidates have shown maturity. Yeah.
Very, very important. 0537158638. And numbers on so between Africa, ultra wafane, ultra bonhani, OTB, a volume, a bashing. On our no basani, a phone, or JTB, no. And when you give us a call, make sure the volume of your TV set is lowered, and then we can have a conversation. So, my Anton, let's hear from you. Let's get interactive this morning. But whilst waiting for your calls, we know snipes of stories that has come in this morning. Fuel prices have to go up a bit today. Prices will have to change. So somebody says this way: is that Kennedy caused his own defeat?
Over how?
Yeah, that's the big question. The question you ask is how.
I don't think he went in there too.
They said the final mishap with the ballistic he went on the last tightrope.
Did the piece part?
Yeah, is that I want to apologize for not anything. All plays a part of it. Fuel prices are poised for a possible rise, with the industry projection pointing to increase across petrol, diesel, LPG in the next pricing window, driven by the cedi depreciation and the rising international petroleum prices, potentially ending January streak of decline. If implemented, the adjustment will mark the first fuel price hike this year, following consistent reduction recorded across the pump prices last month. After the fuel war, prices will go up.
But for prices going up, I think this very one is due to international.
The prices and also the CPI. The CPI also saw some about 4% by the end of January. So
things like this are bound to happen in and out. It's not surprising at all.
No surprise. The projection from the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies indicates that the petrol could rise for about 2.10%, diesel 5.10%, LPG 1.09%, largely on the back of higher global petroleum product prices, and then the cedi has some weakness that is causing the increase. 0537158638 air numbers also between me for Boba no travel. Atonayomi on 0537158638. Hey, this is your man. What's the name? Honorable.
Honorable Joe.
Honorable Joe. Honorable Joe sends us a message. He sends a word through. We're supposed to go to Tamale. There was some issue in Tamale. We're supposed to go join Philemon to speak to us. PCR, if we can call Philemon to speak to us with regards to the security matters at the Tamale. You know, Tamale last week didn't hear good news. Nabisco got bent. There's a fire that got it. I mean, that dormitory itself has its own peculiar problem.
Okay.
When the rain started, the roof of that building was taken off. They worked on it. They handed it over, and then fire also took. Then the same roof again. So it tells us something needs to be done. Maybe
If they have to do a whole wiring again or investigate it properly.
Yeah, well, the first one was the rain, the storm took the roofing off.
Maybe
They
the
fixed
whole
it.
building.
Oh, it's not that old. They've done a lot of work on that.
So what is happening?
That's a big question you need to ask yourself. They handed it over less than 4 months, and then fire.
Maybe they didn't build it well.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, Joseph, near Pacho, we never be of fresh. Boga, it's a say.
Anti-40, some of the areas with you. Now, you know, the one. Can you just feel the level? Okay, or come and you share a little bit on the back. And I'm watching my minister. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Boga, and share that say.
Your call has been put on hold. Please wait. Your call has...
Okay, so we'll try to get to the northern region to see if we can get Philemon to have a conversation with him with regards to the security situation in the Tamale metropolis. Remember, the task force are still working there. The task force set by the IGP to make sure that they deal with the miscreants. And they started with an issue that boils down to drugs in the area. I go to a point you can't walk 10 p.m. in Tamale because people can just attack you. At certain areas you cannot walk through. So the IGP Special Task Force led by DSP Bawa Abdul Jalil undertook a routine patrol in intelligence-led operation across the metropolis to maintain security during the MPP primaries and also strengthen the general law enforcement. And so prior to the deployment, personnel received detailed briefing from command with emphasis on professionalism, discipline, and respect for human rights and strict adherence to the rules of engagement in their interacting with the public. The operation was supported by 10 service vehicles, including Black Maria. You know, when you see, I mean, you've seen the Black Maria most times. When people see, they get scared with the Black Maria. Armored personnel carrier APC with mobility. Following the completion of the election, security duties, the team shift focus to intelligence-led operation in identified crime-prone areas. Sakasaka Waterworks area, Abu Abu Forest during the exercise. 19 suspects were arrested for the use, sale, and possession of dried leaves suspected to be Abonsantawa. Why do they call it Abonsantawa?
I know. I think those who use it can tell why that name. Or you think you know?
I don't know. Maybe Bernard can tell us more about it.
Bernard doesn't use it. Or maybe he knows.
The truth is, I've never even seen it before. And
Oh, really?
people don't believe. I've never seen weed with my eyes.
Okay, then I'll bring you one.
Hey, you have one?
I'll bring him one tomorrow.
You have one?
Tomorrow I'll get him one to see. He has not seen it.
Yeah.
You have one? No, my issue is you have one.
I'm saying I'm going to get him one to see tomorrow. You want to see one?
Well, I would like to see.
Do you know the bunker?
It's
It's around Nungwa. I can take you
It's a
there.
joint.
Yes.
Or even there's a joint on this line.
Yeah.
I can take you
I can
there.
take you there.
On
They
this
are friendly people. They are harmless. I don't know if they
He hasn't said they sell. She hasn't said that. He said he will take you
I'll
there.
take you
Go
there.
and see there.
To go
To
and
go and see there.
Yeah.
Not to go.
I don't
to
know
go
they
and see.
sell. I don't know what they sell there.
But I want
It's a
you to
place
go
you
and
would like to see. Yeah.
There's also one place on this line
Yeah.
when you get to the junction.
They are very
you
friendly
They
people.
are friendly people. Especially when it's 12 midday. I can take you there so you can smell
To
something.
vibe with them.
Vibe with them. Get to see things. Oh, you don't
You
want
may see what you haven't seen before.
I'm already scared.
Oh no, it's not something to be scared. It's not scary.
Well, as we're trying to see, but there's a news coming in that the Tolon Senior High School, currently as we're speaking, is on fire.
Why fire?
Season again.
You know, the dryness of the weather, if you play with naked fire, that would destroy a lot of things. Because I remember with the fire that gutted where I was earlier, has to do with the same wind picking it, pitched it to one side of the building. By the time we say jack, everything was gone. So it's a time that people have to be very, very careful. We'll try if PCR will do us good if we can get Philemon, who is now in Tolong, to talk to us with regards to the Tolong Senior High School, which is currently, there's fire outbreak there. And then he has to bring us up to speed with that. But for now, you can also give us a call, 0537158638. You have some birthday wishes?
Yeah, I do.
Plenty, huh?
Yeah, quite a number.
Quite a number.
I do have some birthday
So
wishes.
if Sly, and we can call Philemon now, and then we can have a word with him. But he's on standby to speak with us with regard to the fire outbreak in Tolong. What is really going on? Because last week it was in the Northern School of Business, Nobisco. The girls' dormitory was on fire, and now it has moved to Tolong. It means that something is not really going on well. It's not we are playing with naked fire. You're not being careful.
We need to be very careful.
Because if you look at the weather reports, it tells you there's this caution that comes with it. Yeah, there's dryness, the weather is dry. So those, especially those in the north, should be careful with naked fire. And I think people should adhere to those cautions when it's coming from the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Agency speaking to us, we can look at that. So if the team is ready, we can go to Tolon and come back. So whilst waiting for the call, maybe you can start putting your birthday people around whilst we wait to get Philemon to speak with us.
Okay, so this is to Kate. Her name is Kate. Elder Kathleen Sai. It says, "The Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you peace. And they shall put the name of the Lord upon you, and he will bless you. The Lord bless you bountifully in this new age, just like the boy Samuel. May you grow in wisdom and in stature." This is coming from Pastor Joe and the entire Praise Media Ministry and Praise Theatre at Maranatha Power Ministries International Praise Chapel. They say a happy birthday to Elder Kathleen Sai and also Lady Deacon Josephine.
All right, so let's
do Philemon.
Philemon. Philemon, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you doing?
I am good, but where I am now, not too good at this place.
I know you find yourself in Tolon. Can you bring us up to speed as what's happening there?
Yes, so we received a distress call 30 minutes back at Tolong Senior High School about a fire outbreak that has affected the girls' dormitory. So upon rushing to the fire scene, we realized that was actually true. The fire started at one of their buildings that's doing the girls' dorm, where the students were at the assembly hall doing their morning session. And hearing of the fumes of smoke from the dormitory, they rushed and they had to call the Ghana National Fire Service. And it's unfortunate that Tolong has a fire station, but no fire tender or no fire vehicle there. So what it happened, they called the fire service, and the fire service had to call the Sanagu Municipal Fire Tender or fire vehicle from Sanagu to Tolong.
upon arriving here, they realized that the intensity of the fire was a bit huge. So we have to call for support from the fire station. So then Stamala Beach Fire Tender also came in to support. The dormitory is made up of 10 dormitories, one at the left, one at the right, making it 20 dormitories there. And the fire service came, in fact, it rather came on time. Because of that, it only affected, it was just moving to the third room where the fire service came in to help fighting the fire there. I engaged the public relations officer of the Ghana National Fire Service, Mr. Hudu Baba, and he is of concern that just last week, Rubisco, that is not in equal business, Girls Storm was also battling with fire. And this week to Philadelphia High School. He's of concern that when they arrived, they tried to check for fire precautions that has to do with fire extinguishers and other firefighting equipment. And they realized that the school has not even a single fire extinguisher in the whole of the school, including the girls' storm. So they were of concern that it is high time that we begin to put much interest in fire by providing fire equipment in our various schools and institutions. So this is what I can say for now.
Have they been able to ascertain exactly what caused this fire?
Yeah, so we ourselves and the fire service, they try to engage some of the students because they thought that the students, since it is their job, to know better. But administration have denied any student from engaging either the fire service or the media. But upon my check, and that I have engaged 2 of the students off record, and they said that it gave them a sign that was just the night. There was a fire truck on one of their meters. So because of that, they even went and made the report to the administration that this is what has happened. But according to the students I engaged, they said that the administration paid them ear to the situation. And today, it has resulted in this. In fact, I also engaged NADMO, who were also present. And they also gave me the same information that what they have put from ground shows that there was a fault in yesterday. And the students reported the case to the administration. That the administration paid them yesterday. So NADMO are actually saying that they are going to follow the issue keenly to actually find out whether the issue was reported to the administration. And if it was, then the administration will have to answer some questions why such issue was reported to them and they didn't take it seriously.
Philemon, we would like to thank you. We want you to follow through it and find out exactly whether this case was reported to the administration and administration did not work on it, and that has brought this outbreak of fire to the school. We'll be standing by maybe in the 12 bulletin. We'll get engaged with you again.
Sure. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's our reporter in the northern regions, Philemon, throwing more light. Now, if students have been able to discover that though, our meters are triggering with fire, and they reported to the administration. The administration didn't do anything about it. NADMO has also picked the same signal. So now the question is now who caused them then?
You see the negligence.
The negligence, right? It's becoming quite too many.
Too many.
Yeah.
If it's your house, would you do that? Anyway, we have a few minutes to wrap up.
So a few minutes we need to wrap up.
Birthday.
Birthday.
This one is to Lady Deacon Josephine at the Praise Sounds, Praise Theatre Arts and Outreach and Evangelism Department. They are saying, the Lord bless you and keep you. And just like the boy Samuel, may you grow in wisdom and in stature. This is from Maranatha Power Ministries International, Praise Chapel Hacho, and Pastor Joe, the entire family. They are wishing you a happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to my bestie. God bless you today and forever. Enjoy your day. I love you. From Yaira to Kathleen. And also from Yaira, happy birthday, Pa Kofi. God bless your new age today, and may you be blessed. Thanks Thanks for always being there and for being a good friend. God bless you. I love you. From Yaira to Pa Kofi.
All right, so closing comment. Let me start with you, Bernard. 20 seconds, we need to go.
Yeah, so it's Monday, and so yeah, my so closing comments will be on finance, right? Our guest said something. He said that you can come out of financial difficulties if you manage your time well. I was considering, the last 8 hours between the 8 hours you work and the 8 hours you sleep. That 8 hours mostly unaccounted for.
Yeah.
So I've decided that at least out of that 8, I should be able to account for 4 and use it productively.
Use it productively.
That's true.
Diane.
Yeah, so use your time productively. I heard a professor, I've forgotten his name, but he said that most of the time Ghana sleeps after 5 p.m.
Yeah.
After 5 p.m., everyone is trying to get home. Everyone is struggling for a car to get home. But after 5, you can do something, just like Bernard said. So let's use our time productively and be free from poverty.
Be free from poverty, rest. But remember one thing, there's one thing I learned over the weekend where I need to go around with somebody just to sit somewhere to get to connect. Because I told him I want business. He said, look, you need to go out there. Late in the night, we need to be there so he can connect me to people and then see how we can start engaging. And that is how we wrap up today's edition of the Morning Focus. We'll be back, God willing, tomorrow, same time. Thank you to all of you from the messages, from the callers, from the viewers, from the team PCR, MCR, and we ourselves here. My name is El Samuels. I did this with
Diana Mamley Lois
and Bernard Bemo Eduji.
I wish you good morning.